play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey, welcome everybody, welcome. Thank you for checking out another late night culture or Sunday night culture, which is going to be the new show name. Thank you. Look, we've had another week that's passed us by, and it's time for another Sunday late night culture with CultureCasino, whatever you're going to call the show. And it's the one show where I let my hair down, don't oil my beard, and I read fantastic jokes written by a true genius who didn't bother to show up tonight. Someone that everybody knows worships me like a Greek god. That's right, it's Toxicius, the patron saint of bad editing and horrible writing and uninspired acting, and also the producer that's not here tonight. In fact, it's going to be an interesting show indeed. I mean, you know, there's no laugh track, nothing. Just me out here. Given their bad run of content of late, I am shocked that Disney hasn't erected a shrine to our quote-unquote esteemed producer in Orlando, where news of Season 2 of The Acolyte is, well, not so good. For those of us who have been feasting, us content creators, that is, have been feasting on this cash cow, that has been the latest in a long string of failures from Disney Star Wars. The news is kind of bittersweet because I really wanted to buy a boat and now I can't. On one hand, I don't have to suffer the brain damage that comes along with watching that abomination every single week. But on the other, I'm going to have to rely on the sweet 6-minute daily money. So hopefully that continues to come in because I can always use all of that. And I really wanted Season 2 of Acolyte. Anyway, look, that was all written by Toxic Man Flu, so blame him. Also blame him for the lack of any other follow-up or anything else that was supposed to happen at this point in the show. And of course, I made a true statement there. Speaking of things failing, did you see what happened with Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Tomb Raider attempt, show, movie, whatever it was? It's been canceled, of course, and I think that's probably a good thing. The long-dreaded next installment in Tomb Raider franchise, led by Fleabag herself, wallowing in filth. I mean, Phoebe Waller-Bridge appears to have mercifully been put out of its misery as Amazon realizes that just because you can buy a movie studio, it doesn't mean you can run a movie studio. And normally I would be pausing here for applause, but I have no producer. So, yeah, I'm not doing that either. Yeah, that's right. We can all rest much easier knowing that this is no longer a thing, and at least you can, well, come up with something else to do on, another night. And I have to come up with another revenue stream for 2025. And, that also leads right into the fact that the Star Wars Rey film has a decent chance of not being made. I might actually need to resurrect my Culture Build channels at this point. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, normally that would have been a joke and a sound of a crash, an explosion, something would have been good there. Yeah. So on second thought, maybe I'll hold off on making jokes around that. But if Hollywood is anything, it's consistent when it comes to the releases. And this week performed so well that they actually canceled shows. Well, Mike, I was going to do a whole review on this particular film that came out, The Crow. And what's weird is I get to tell this story. I didn't think I would be able to, but I bought a Crow ticket. I was going to go see it. I was going to go review it for you because I see movies so you don't have to. And I was going to talk about it on Comix Division show, and along with everybody else who obviously saw it in some other way. But they actually canceled the show and refunded my ticket. So not only did I not get to see it, but I didn't bother after that, knowing full well that everything I'd read and seen was going to be very, very bad. Yeah, and again, I was going to talk about it on the Thursday night show with all of the knowledge that I had. I knew it was going to be terrible. But like I said, they canceled it on me, and my only feedback is I probably saved myself a lot of harm. I don't think I ever remember that happening to me before. I think it's the first time I've had a ticket canceled on me that I was going to go see a film because it just started moving showings around. And the film had just really so few tickets sold. I think maybe at the time that I looked at it before it got canceled, there were like 3 other people in that theater. So, those are 3 people that went without air conditioning, in a hot summer day. But I definitely dodged a bullet on that one, and it seemed to have given Comix Division a bit of brain damage. Although that confuses me because I'm not really sure that, well, I'm pretty sure that you have to have a brain to have some kind of brain damage. But thank you for that. Too bad nobody can hear it. Back in the background, I have people trying to help me with sound effects that nobody can hear. Anyway, that's all. The Crow, it was worth it. It's a bad joke about Comix Division, and I didn't write it, Toxed it. Yes, for those in the chat, I am a bit salty because, Tox is a producer here, and yeah, I'm not going to tell the story as to why he isn't, but it's a good reason, so I shouldn't be salty. And of course, that's all the uninspired writing that we could have for the evening. Uninspired acting and uninspired other things, all courtesy of Toxic Man Flu, the absent producer. And on that note, I'm going to cut this short. We got to get right into the show. We've got a panel for you. My friend CC Karaoke is here, and so is Jason from Sci-Fi For Me TV. At least I know at next week's monologue, we'll have something to suffer about in The Rings of Power, which happens actually next week. Wow. Whew. Okay, haven't been looking forward to that one. Maybe you have. All right, folks, let's get to the show. Here we go. Boom.
love it.
Culture
Well, I don't-
Casino has arrived to tell us that Disney stock is down to below $97 a share.
How did you know that? That's exactly why I showed up. I saw that this was going to be your favorite day ever, Mike. I know you're a YouTuber, but you're very involved in Disney stuff. For good
I am
reason.
absolutely a YouTuber. Thank you for recognizing that, sir. Culture Casino. You sent me nothing, right? Yesterday at 10. Oh, uh-oh. I didn't send the link. I was talking about him and I didn't even send it. Here I was talking about him at the beginning of the show for not being here, and I just see my DMs and he says, "You do know that you..." Here, I'm going to show this. I'm going to show my DMs. I got to do this before Culture gets here, otherwise he'll laugh at me. Oh, Culture, I was talking about you earlier.
Oh no.
You're supposed to act like you care.
Okay.
So here it says, here's yesterday, 8:36 a.m., 10 o'clock. Loki told me to send you this for tomorrow morning. Kisses and hugs, 10:07. 9:30. Do you know you sent me nothing, right? Oops. Okay, this is proof positive I am a YouTuber.
Hey everybody, thanks, welcome back, thanks for being here. This show's hard to do without a producer. I'm just gonna say it. That Tox is useful, and I will be very grateful to have him back if he ever shows up again. And I understand why he left. He really does have something important to do. But I want to say thanks to everybody, all of you that showed up from various places, whether it's Lorena Creole's stream or just my amazing reputation. Thank you all for getting me to 25,000 subscribers plus, and we are going to have I wish people could hear that. I really do. There's applause going off in my ears, but you can't hear it. But you will in a moment. We'll get everybody in here to talk about things. But I want to say this about that. I've had a lot of good fortune because of all of you, and I want to say thanks. So join us next Saturday during the morning or midday, probably at that point. Regardless, we'll have a stream. We probably won't have the Saturday news update, but we will have the Hobo Gandalf appearance, and I owe you all that. So it should be a good time. Looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. We've got Keith Howard out there in the audience. Matt G's out there. So many folks that have supported me for so long, like Low Spec, Linux Laptop, Putin's Cat. These night shows are actual culture's twin. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. It's hard to do by yourself though. Snort, what's up, Snort? The favorite polar bear of the world, and of course, our very first gift of the night from Scott Westbrook for 5 Culture Casino memberships. I want to say thank you so very much for that, Scott. We've got people getting those, which is good because we're going to have a member stream early in the month of September. So hopefully you are a member and you get to join for that. Tom F is out there, and Alan Irons is here. Good to see you. We got Kimberly and Hart joining us. It's great to see you as well. And Delu, probably going to watch 4 memeology videos. Be back. Well, I understand that. That's a good choice. Deeple, the beautiful Deep Ball, is here. We've got so many more of you. If I don't get to you, folks, it's not for lack of trying. I appreciate all the support from everywhere around the country and other countries as well. Thank you, Ruby Who, for gifting a Culture Casino membership. I truly appreciate that. Harsh Mellow 79 was the recipient of that one. So, Ruby Hoove, thank you for your generosity. We got Walter Tomaszewski out there with the first super chat of the evening for 5 Culture Casino cash, saying, "Panel, the U.S. is redefining public-private space, malls, cinemas, live entertainment venues. How does this affect pop culture? Well, it's going to affect everything in the world, and we need to redefine what they're redefining. I have a feeling that right now we're in the push-pull tug-of-war of things that are happening around us that really need to be remedied. So that's a broad subject. Maybe I'll bring that to the table on tomorrow's Monday Night Meltdown over on Comix Division's channel. So there's that. We did get a few more things in the chat, like Daryl the Derelict, who's just joined again or rejoined as a member at the Rewards Club level, which I appreciate very much, very, very much. And for those of you that stuck through it, in fact, here's the announcement right here. For those of you who stuck through the monologue, I didn't write that. That was all talk. So if it wasn't funny, blame him. Let's see. I really wish everybody could hear the sound effects in my ears. We got Mark Daly for 5 Culture Casino cash. Feels great to see that type of contribution. Thank you for that. You really are making a retirement and full-time YouTubing worth it, you guys. And I appreciate it. Let me tell you, I get to eat food. Mark Daly says, I just bought Tim Waltz's official service rifle from a collector. I may have overpaid, but it's never been fired and only dropped once. Well, I mean, did he work in a French Legion? Now that's a funny joke. Come on now. Hope somebody's laughing. Thank you for that, Mark Daly. I appreciate the $5 Culture Casino cash, and I appreciate the chat. Liberty Hall's Cat gifts a Culture Casino membership as well, which I truly appreciate. And we've got to get to some of this stuff, like the whole reason that we're here tonight, which is, well, all the different stories. Like Pixar is expecting far too much out of their sequels. I don't think anybody can argue that. I think that Pete Docter has been a terrible leader for Pixar. He is no John Lasseter. But before we start to talk about it, I want to bring in the amazing panel that we have this evening. We've got just an amazing trifecta for you tonight, which includes myself, of course. We've got CC Karaoke and well, somebody from Sci-Fi TV for me. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey, yeah, Culture.
Hey,
glad to be here.
I'm glad you're both here.
And I will apologize for these sound effects snafu earlier. All of my computers, all my screens went black, and I didn't see that we were not in yet. So.
Oh, that's fine. I'm glad you have screens now, though. So, but no, we'll be able to get the sound effects in. If you have to be backup producer ever in the future, I will make remedy for that, because I certainly needed one there. Jeremiah Hembry sent us a member chat saying Indiana told BlackRock to go flip himself. Yeah, I bet you they did. A lot of states are actually telling BlackRock to pound sand, and that's probably a good thing. We've got lots going on, though. I really want to talk about this Pete Docter story. Are you guys familiar with it? Have you seen it? Have you heard of anything that I'm talking about? All right, so Pete Docter ended up running Pixar, and he's a poor facsimile of a leader when it comes to this. I mean, he might be somewhat creative and tell good stories or be a decent director, but I would say that on a consistent basis, he's quite lacking. So when we pull up this story from Deadline, he's expecting a lot from these sequels that they're doing there, because right now Pixar is just a sequel fest. I mean, if you look at the things they've tried to put together originally, they haven't had a lot of success recently. So they were talking to him, and he explains that the animation studio expects, I guess, a lot from them. I don't. The sequel to The Incredibles and Toy Story, a spinoff for Inside Out again. All that stuff is out and, getting out there. But it's a combo because, of course, we're making these for the audience, not for ourselves. So you want to know if they'll be well received. That's interesting. Gentlemen, does it seem like they're making it for an audience or for themselves for a reason?
I think it depends on which project you're looking at, because Inside Out 2 just crossed 1 billion worldwide, and that would seem to indicate that somebody higher up decided that they wanted to make something that's got a little mass appeal. I mean, it's the right words to say. I don't know how sincere he is.
Yeah, I mean I think in your right to question is sincerity. Go ahead, Cece. I think I
was going to say, if Inside Out is the norm, if that's the standard that they intend to set, if that's even their high bar, I don't think they're going to make 1 billion time and time again. I think they made it because they have still a reputation that's not completely dismantled, and it was good enough to be, okay.
Well,
that would be the.
I think okay would be good, but the problem is what they did with this film is they didn't have any nonsense in it. There wasn't any,
which is great,
in it.
And congratulations to them, right? But
right.
Pixar is known for putting out the best of the best, time and time again.
I would say they used to be. I don't know if that's a expectation we can reasonably have now, but you're correct. And I think Inside Out 2 was a success for two reasons. One, it came out ahead of its competitor, which was Despicable Me 4, which still did very well. Had the windowing been opposite, I don't think Inside Out 2 would have performed as well. I really don't.
Probably not.
And I think that it would have finished about where Despicable Me 4 was. So I think it was a matter of windowing more than anything else. But like I said, we'll never know. Anyway, he continued on with this interview with Fandango, which is actually owned by Comcast, I think. Anyway, then we do have a sort of guideline or guardrail. If we get a certain way in, it's not feeling like it's about something new and substantive, then we'll cut bait. So it's imperative that something feels like, oh, this is furthering the story. Well, I don't know that you can. I mean, we're now, we've already had 4 Toy Stories, which I would argue are too many. And now we're going to have a 5th one? I don't know. Doctor continued, I was talking about something that we didn't explore in the first one, or something deeper that we didn't explore about the human condition and our own life experiences. Well, I like you said, I mean, this most recent thing, I didn't really appreciate Inside Out 2 for a lot of reasons, but enough people did for it to make money. I don't know. And he finally says this when he's asked about the films. This might bite me in the butt for saying it, but it sort of bothers me. I like making movies that are original and unique to themselves. To remake it, it's not very interesting to me. Well, then stop doing live action versions of things. Because that was the question he was asked. They're not going to do live action versions of any of his films, he says. But for how long do you think he'll be in charge? I don't know. Look, their expectations are much higher on these than I would than mine would be. My question is, is Pixar sustainable at this point, just through all these sequels, or no?
I think it just takes time and also a bit of fortune and good leadership. I look at one of my favorite companies growing up a lot of the times with this sort of situation, which used to be Squaresoft in the 90s.
Right.
They were known for Final Fantasy VII to most people, but for other games, for people who enjoyed the company. And then they made poor decisions that alienated and rejected their best creatives. The people who created games like Chrono Trigger left the company to create other companies. It dismantled the company. And I would still say they haven't quite recovered. And this is 25 years later now, right? But given an entire generation, they eventually did find new talent. And they have had successes as a result of that. But it's not something that you fix in a couple of years. You don't replace a John Lasseter. You don't replace everybody that he took with him in 6 months or a year or 2 years. If you have somebody who is wise enough to find good talent and bring them into the company and have the reputation, yes, because you have to build the reputation too, right? The people actually want to work for you. We're looking at 10, 15 years. I mean, it just takes time. It takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time to replace talent, especially if you push talent out the door, like in the case of Lasseter. That's a creative you can't replace, because he was creative in 1,000 different ways and really was running both Walt Disney Animation and Pixar and essentially Imagineering for a period of time. It's not like, you can replace somebody like that. Jason, do you have thoughts on this or no?
Well, I think the other factor in it too is you've got to have somebody in the C-suite, whether that's at Pixar or at Disney, who recognizes the challenge and the competition that's setting up over at Skydance Animation with Lasseter and his new outfit over there. I mean, they haven't done a lot, but if Skydance ends up merging with Paramount, and that's now the next iteration of what's going on there.
Yeah.
But Skydance Animation is a credible piece of competition for Pixar and Disney Animation. So that has to be factored in as well. So whoever ends up running it, whether this guy stays in place or if there's somebody new with the new CEO, whoever replaces Bob Iger, then it's like Karaoke said. It's going to take a number of years to rebuild a team that can do that. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're leaning so heavily on the sequel stuff is for the nostalgia factor and the member berries bait, and they don't have to work so hard to come up with something completely brand new. We can just riff on a theme that we've already done before. Same song, different verse.
Yeah,
I agree with you about competition, though.
Yeah, and I think that
We saw that with.
Go ahead.
I said we saw that with Don Bluth
Yeah.
some years ago as well, with regards strictly to Disney.
Yeah.
And he broke off and he created some movies that really put them to the test, and it forced them to step up.
It worked, right? I mean, and Don Bluth actually really kind of did challenge them. Obviously, Laster started to challenge them, and you've got Illumination down the street from them that's challenging them, and you know they came up lacking the last couple of years. I mean, Universal's pounded their face into the sand in the animation department for 4 consecutive years. So, you know, getting a nice big win, that's one of those things.
Well, and they're hot on Disney's heels in the parks department too. I mean, Universal Comcast is about to stomp Disney in the ground on a number of fronts. Universal, they don't do cruise ships, do they?
Not yet, but who knows? I mean, seriously, Comcast needs to replace their cable stuff. They don't need to replace the communication stuff that comes along with it, but they're going to have to replace the revenue from the linear stuff that they do.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling, you know, this is Comcast is one of those rare beings, right? Universal, because they control everything from production to delivery across the board. They could be bigger and should be bigger than Disney. So could they go into cruise ships? Sure. It wouldn't be that hard for them to do. There's a lot of cruise ships going out of business right now. Walter Tomaszewski asks an interesting question. I thought Seagram's was going to buy Paramount. The heir to the Seagram's fortune,
Bronfman.
yeah, he's definitely in on it, but he's bringing other people with him, which is smart. Never use all of your money. Use somebody else's money. And that's what he's doing here.
I'm really curious. I'm really curious who he's got on that group.
Well, it's the same thing. Like we were recently exposed to the whole list of people that went in with Elon on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you can see the people that were exposed are important people. You know,
and I'm told on that front with regard to because Skydance, the last I heard, Skydance wanted Alex Kurtzman out on the Star Trek front, and we're sitting there saying we're putting $6 billion in. Now it's our money. We have a stake. Why are we still giving him money to make this crap?
Yeah. Well,
and I'm hearing there's a 50-50 chance that Academy starts shooting this week, and if it does, it'll be on Kurtzman's dime.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. Ask yourself this question before we jump on this next super chat. Does anybody want more Kurtzman Trek?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. CC, can you think of a good reason to get a Kurtzman or JJ Trek going again?
Well, I mean, if there's skeletons in the closet, but otherwise, no, there's absolutely no value in that whatsoever.
Well, and I think with Abrams, setting up his extension over Warner Brothers, he's probably not going to be doing. Simon Kinberg's supposed to be doing a movie, a Trek movie, but I don't see any Abrams Trek happening ever again.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, and and the thing is Kimberly Anhart's correct, and I'm not highlighting the chat where she said it, but everybody loves Pixar. They just have been kind of a little disappointed in recent Pixar. So
Yep.
I think, if you look at that, you can maybe give Pete Docter the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. I mean, you have to have a good idea for a long time.
Who put him in charge of Pixar? Was he an Iger guy or is he a Chapek?
He was there for a while. He was part of Pixar forever. I mean, what was the one right before we got hit with the global crisis that put everybody in their houses for 2 years? He released that film, Outward or Onward with where they were trying to get their dad back and they only got half the dad back and they got the legs part of the dad back.
Right.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing.
Did Pixar did Soul? Did they do Soul as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I mean, they are capable of making good films, but some of these are just they were always going to miss. And without that's where the leadership comes in. It's why somebody thinks so highly of Lasser because they got 3/4 of the way through a project and he said, "No, we're
Yep.
starting over, white paper, all over again." That's
And what
that's a lot of creative investment for a long period of time to recognize that things are going sideways. We're going to grab this super real quick because it adds to our conversation. John Coleman for 5, Culture Casino Cash says, so Harvey Cthulhu is too lazy to stomp Disney, so he hires Comcast. It's actually happening. Yeah. You know what? I should probably reach out to Doomcock and find out, how Harvey got a hold of, Comcast. But, it's
You
kind of
should
happening.
you should have Harvey Cthulhu on the show on
I
some
think
Sunday morning.
I think that'd be a great interview. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. But look, there's Jonathan Conroy's like, no, we don't want Kurtzman. Drax Darlock says, not a chance. Yeah, I don't really want any of that.
Nope.
It's radioactive. Don't just say no to Kurtzman Soy Trek. It's not real Trek. Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, it's just like any of our other favorites. I want fans of the franchise who know it inside and out to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've said this on other shows before, but I stopped watching cable television when Enterprise was canceled. It's not everyone's favorite Trek, but it's, it's the last official Trek. And then there was some great fan stuff after that.
Oh yeah, no, indeed. I mean, well, okay, so we can always talk about Star Trek Continues because I'm going to tell you right now, Vic did such a great job with that series. If you ever get a chance to watch them, I think they're on YouTube, aren't they, Jason?
Yeah, they are. They are, and Phase 2 is still out there.
They're both fantastic.
And Farragut is working on a new one that's set in the Star Trek II era with the Monster Maroons. It's called Farragut Forward. I think they're in post-production now, so that's coming.
Well, I told Vic when I was talking with him in Florida, in Orlando a year ago or so. I don't remember. Anyway, I told him that I would happily be in Star Trek, and I'll even be a red shirt because I don't mind dying. Most of the roles that I was in whenever I was performing, I got killed, so it's fine. I'm used to being killed. It's okay.
Well, with the beard, you could be a resident elder on some planet.
Some planet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's right. They wouldn't need makeup for me, would they? If I go out in the sun, I brown up really nicely. So you don't even need HD makeup. So.
I mean, the word on the street from some is that Kurtzman wants out as well because he wants to get back to making movies. I don't know how much veracity there is to that. I don't know how well he could do anything without Roberto Orci. Because when they split, I mean, he's Kurtzman's hit and miss at best.
K&O Paper were prolific. Let's be honest about it, and I think we realized it was Orci who was the talent. Yeah. So I mean, a lot of you don't know, but a lot of television was written by K&O Paper for a long period of time, and they wrote a lot of stuff that got syndicated. So it's not like those guys are going to run out of money.
No.
So Orci just got the short end of the stick, and I think for maybe it was because of the overwhelming personality and charm that Kurtzman must have to convince people to give him money because he's an idiot. Anyway, is this live since 5? Culture Casino Cash from Canada says, wouldn't it be interesting if Brian Roberts offered Bronfman a couple billion to give Comcast Star Trek? Wow, that's going to bring an interesting conversation. How much do you think Star Trek is worth now?
$700 million.
Yeah, I think so.
Is what I heard.
Yeah.
Now it would be interesting because we came up. This came up in conversation a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about this. The idea of Star Trek going back to NBC where it started all those years ago, because if CBS sells it, whatever deal ends up happening, whoever ends up owning it, they're either going to keep everything together or they're going to sell it off in pieces. We know that Warner Brothers is interested in buying the Star Trek franchise. That, I think, is still on the table-ish. But, we raise the possibility, what if Comcast were to license it out and buy or outright buy it so that Star Trek would come home, as it were, to NBC, where it started in 1964. So.
Yeah, and the only reason that most people don't realize, the only reason that show got made was because of Lucille Ball.
Yes.
Yeah,
Twice.
Yeah, that's actually true. it's like, Roddenberry was a visionary, and bringing it back to NBC would make a lot of sense. Most people saw it on CBS though years later, so that's a whole other conversation.
Well, and
But
that's because of the whole Paramount Comcast Paramount Viacom thing.
Right. Yeah. No. So we got some more brilliant takes here in the chat. Like a good question around the Disney Pixar thing, real quickly. Cavatino Cavalryman Che says, "How much revenue did Raya and the Last Dragon bring in? Not enough. And who wants to see Kamandra in a Disney park and resort anytime soon? Well, obviously it wasn't good because it didn't show up anywhere.
Don't want to see Cars there either.
No, look, Cars is already in California. You don't have to put a replica of everything else just because it cuts development costs. I think that's the worst lesson to learn, Disney. And if you're going to do that, you should have put it where you originally planned, which is in the back corner where part of Galaxy's Edge is currently residing in the Studios Park. And you should have rounded the corner as you were supposed to and put Star Wars in the place it was supposed to go as proper Star Wars based on the original trilogy and not on your garbage. Because nobody likes your garbage, which is why you're canceling your garbage left and right.
And
All right.
remember, Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be Tatooine until Kathleen Kennedy said, "No, let's do this new thing." They had all of the designs. They had it all everything was ready to go. Design was Imagineering. It was done.
Yeah.
And she said, "No, we got to reskin it with this new Black Outpost thing, whatever." To
Black
tie
Spire.
in with
Black Spire.
Yeah,
Outpost.
with the "What are you smoking, High Republic?"
Yeah, that didn't work out very well, did it?
No.
Now, by the way, the book series is coming to an end rapidly. There are so many stories I could have done this week. I was like, I wish I had more time.
Yeah. By the way, Raya and the Last Dragon, 116.2 million.
Yeah, it did not do well.
No, bad.
No. Wes Trueblood, who renewed his membership, I saw today. Trick has been highly questionable after DS9. I agree. I actually appreciated Enterprise. I'm one of the few people that actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a good like an interconnector to the series.
Enterprise ran into a couple of problems in that I want to say that there was a writer strike in there somewhere. There was some kind of a labor thing that they ran into in the middle of all of that. And then the merger between UPN and the WB, ended up killing Enterprise because when the two networks merged, half of the programming disappeared and Enterprise was canceled. But Manny Coto, I wish he had a fifth season. Manny Coto was turning it around and turning it into, hey, remember remember when this was supposed to be a Star Trek show?
I stand by that. The third and fourth season of Enterprise were fantastic.
I enjoyed it.
And I was gutted when it was canceled.
Well, okay, and who would have thought that you could have got something like that out of the actors that were there, right? I never would have figured the crew they delivered would be able to do what they did. Like I said, I have positive thoughts about that, but I also have positive thoughts about Hemorrhoid Hertz buying a 6-liter V8 SSV 2008 Holden 420 horsepower Ute. For those of you who don't know what that is, a big truck, muscle car kind of thing. That's nice. Right. Wish me luck on getting some Aussie muscle car. I think you will. My friend. I want to see it when you're done. You got to shoot me a picture. You got to email it to me or direct message me, dude. I want to see it. Cavatino Cavalryman chases. So Culture's audition for Snow White was not well received. Look, I would have got the part if I'd gotten a tan and shaved the beard. I'm pretty sure they were looking for me. Timmy's here. What's up, Tim? Timmy Hayes. We got Little Mouse in the house. Good to see you. Desi Lou. Desi Lou has a unique thing. Someday, Jason, you and I should do a show about Desi Lou.
Yes.
Write that down.
Yes, we should.
Write that down. I mean, literally, one of the most powerful person in Hollywood for about 6 years was Lucille Ball.
Yep.
Yeah, most people don't know that. Argentum was baking a piece of pie. I want a piece of pie. There we go.
Now, Rogue Thinker mentions the Time War. I don't remember the Time War going into season 3 and 4. I mean, you had the stuff happen with the Kzinti, whatever, and the Time War started at the beginning, and I thought that was kind of a dumb idea, really. But No, go ahead.
with Enterprise, they like the trouble is they got off to a bad start, right? And the Time War was just kind of one of those things where it's like they had a bad idea, and at least they were smart enough to kind of abandon it along the way. They didn't really double down on it, as we see so often today. It's like, hey, this is a bad idea. Let's double and triple down on it. They made, as classic TV used to do, right? Because they were filming it as people were watching it. They made adjustments from season to season, and I felt they really improved, especially late in season 2. There was that Klingon episode where where he's on trial. That was the moment I felt the series turned around.
Yeah, for
me,
it's one of those weird things. Like, and again, Scott Bakula, like I said, nobody would have pictured him as a captain until he joined Enterprise. And I think our friend SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor has a great point here for 2 Culture Casino Cash. Says season 5 Enterprise would have been the Romulan War, and I would have loved it.
I actually, and I put a link in the chat for your edification. I actually got a chance to interview Manny Koto.
Did you really?
Before he passed, Deep Space Mines. I think it's one of the last Deep Space Mines we did as a general conversation. Manny Koto was on, and we got to talking about what season 5 would have been like. So if anybody's interested, it's in our archives. But it's we talked about 4 and season 5 if he was able to do it. And Rick Berman, to his credit, Rick Berman years later has expressed regret at how they handled the finale. He's actually gone on record saying, "Yeah, probably wasn't the best idea we could have done."
It was a bit rushed. It did feel at the time, and probably I'm guessing maybe you heard similarly, that they probably meant to end the show that way, maybe. I don't know, but they weren't planning to do that at the end of season 4, that's for sure.
Yeah. They figured, well, every Star Trek show at that point had gone 7 seasons. But with the merger of the networks, everything kind of blew up at that point. So
yeah, I really did like season 3 and 4 really picked up, and I was so disappointed that they were letting the show go. But
I did enjoy the mirror episode, though.
Yeah. Folks, I just put the link in the chat. You guys saw it a few seconds before I said that. But I just put the link in the chat. If you want to go watch that, just mark timestamp that. And in fact, I'm going to pin it so you don't have to go anywhere. Don't right click. You can right click on it and watch it on a different tab or for later. But I'm just going to pin it up top because Jason does some amazing stuff with his interviews. And I think a lot of people don't get a chance to sample it. So check it out and realize that this man is criminally undersubbed. Speaking of amazing people, Mark Daly, good to see you. For 5, Culture Casino Cash says, good that you didn't, Snow White CC. I'd hate to see them do to your hair what they did to Ziegler's. That's not a hairdo. That's a hair toe. That's true. It was terrible. Did you see how many little clips they had to use to kind of get her hair to shape that way? You imagine the hairspray that's in that to get that little bob weirdness? Crazy stuff. All right. Well, we're going to move on, folks. We got some other stuff, but we need to take a commercial break. You guys ready for the first commercial break?
Sure.
All right. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out. Oops, that's not it. Here we go. I want to get the right sponsor. We need a Shank Crate.
Neighbors bothering you with their loud music?
You know Wilt's in there.
Your boss or coworker harassing you?
Wait, what? Who said that?
Maybe you have a roommate who cries in their sleep. Bully Mays here with a solution that proves every problem has a mortality rate. Introducing Shank Crate, your all-in-one monthly subscription box that can take care of those in-your-face issues. Each box contains new and unique materials for you to build your very own custom shank.
Oh my gosh.
And for your protection, the contents of each box are totally secret until you receive it. And not only does it create solutions, it also serves as a creative outlet, like an adult form of Lego.
Oh yeah. Right? That is a literal knife's edge.
Maybe you, like some of our other customers, have questions.
Can I bring it to school?
Who's ever heard of a pencil not being allowed at school?
Can you store it in a pocket?
Absolutely.
What if you don't, have any pockets?
Your discretion. Whether you're conscientious about the Earth or just not opposed to being a good steward of the environment, each Shank Crate and its contents are made of 100% recycled materials to make sure we're environmentally friendly. And if you order now, we'll be extra sensitive to the environment and keep all the original fingerprints on the items for your convenience. All for the low cost of $19.99 a month. Call 626-831-9333 to get your Shank Crate today. If you call now and secure your monthly subscription for only $19.99, you'll get your very own alibi insurance for those slightly stickier situations. But wait again, there's even more. To be inclusive, culturally respectful, and as patriotic as possible, each monthly box is themed after a unique prison in the US of A. So call 626-831-9333 now to get your very own unique, patriotic, and environmentally friendly Shank Crate with your own personal alibi insurance.
I love automation. Even without talks, I look professional. Hey, everybody. I don't sound professional when I do that. I did turn up my volume for those who were complaining. Sorry, I was so low. But I'm glad you're all here. I want to talk a little bit about this crazy lady from Kotaku. She is literally threatening lawsuits for various creators. One of them probably is Smash JT, who I think is wonderful, funny, and dead on almost all the time. And he participates in the same environment and area that I do, and he does it the right way most of the time, in my estimation. So hopefully someday I'll have an opportunity to interview him. But I will say that Kotaku senior editor Alyssa Mercante is a liability walking. And I don't know if she realizes. First of all, I think most people recognize that her trying to get money to hire an attorney is likely a scam. And she's also inviting discovery if she decides to sue Smash JT. I'm not sure she's quite up to the revelatory aspects of what that would be, because that would be bad. So we're going to jump right into that with everybody here. And then we'll grab the super chat when we get started. So let's jump in, gentlemen. Kotaku's senior editor is a problem. What do you say to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been a problem for many years now, hasn't it?
Well, but she's a big problem for Kotaku. I mean, let's be honest and fair about it all. Jason, I mean, you've been around longer than any of us. What do you think? What do you think about this? You think this is real? Kotaku's on the way out. Let's start there.
Yes. Kotaku is definitely on the way out. I think with what they've been doing lately, what was it, 3 months ago now? They got told to start doing more game guides. Playthroughs and that sort of thing. And not so much concentrating on news articles, which kind of tells me that somebody doesn't think that news is relevant over there at Kotaku, that they probably don't have the staff who can deliver the goods when it comes to reporting news. But also the fact that, the advertising and Clownfish has talked about this, Neon has talked about this over Clownfish TV. The advertising revenue for websites has just gone through the basement. It's done. And Kotaku was also part of that whole. They're Geo Media now, but they were part of. Were they part of Gizmodo at one point? I don't think they were. Now I'm thinking about that. I don't think they were.
They were part of a different network, or they were definitely part of a different network before Go got them. So they might have been Gizmodo. But
they might have been. But wait, who was?
Gizmodo's part of that same network too, though.
Yeah, but who was the one that Peter Thiel and Hulk Hogan went after?
Hang on. It's not Thrasher.
No. Oh crap.
Oh gosh. Somebody in the chat will know.
Yeah.
Hey, Mad, I sent you a thing, just so you know. Yeah. How can she threaten any kind of slander? That one, that's her job, and two, slander case costs millions. Yeah, Yeah, she's like, I'm going to hire this big time attorney. No, you're not. In fact, here's the story. This is from our good friends over at That Park Place. We want to jump in this, but I want to get some super chats real quick. But she's not a nice person. You ever watch The Whole 9 Yards?
No.
Yeah.
It's got Bruce Willis in it with Matthew Perry and the chick with the big teeth.
Gina
Goodness.
Davis? No, it's gone.
No, I want to say Peel. Something Peel.
Is it Rose Peel? No.
No. No.
I think I know who you're talking about. Amanda Pete.
Pete.
Yes,
There you go.
Amanda
Not
Pete.
Peel. Pete. Yeah. No, man, it's crazy stuff. But I think about it all the time, and I'm like, that's a good thing, and that's what she reminds me of. Your wife is not a nice person. So true. We got a super chat from our good friend about some Star Trek conversation, which I wish we'd have got to when we were talking Star Trek. SFXF314 Sabertooth Raptor for 5. Culture Casino Cash says, I have at least 10 3D model designs of Starfleet vessels. I know you do. I made to fit the Romulan War. I even have a 3 Nansol battleship design. See, that would be awesome. Someday I'm going to have to take a look at all your models because that's cool as heck. You want me to do that now or later, Jason?
Whenever it's Kotaku Analytics.
Oh, well, let's take a look at that. We'll get back to this in a minute. Bo, hello. What do we got here, Jason? Walk us through it.
This is a look at the traffic for Kotaku.com. This is a website called similarweb.com, and it looks at the ranking and the performance.
I use this all the time.
If you look at this, their bounce rate, 42.6%.
Look at how many page views they get out of a visit and how long it lasts.
That's not a lot.
No.
That's very bad performance for a thing that size. But look at this. I mean, this is their category. This is their country rank. This is the global rank.
They've been tanking.
Yeah, I give them another, what do you think, 6 months?
Yeah. Well, I figured they'd make it to about February or March next year.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even getting any traffic outside of North America and Europe.
Well, and understand that their Australian counterpart that was paying them licensing fees to operate some of their stuff in Australia.
Yeah,
they were like, nah, we're good.
Well, not only that, but Australia was where the servers were that had the archives for the entire operation in perpetuity for all history. And that's that might be completely gone. I don't know if they've got a backup archive anywhere or not, because I saw some chatter on that when the Australia office is closed. A couple of days later, it came out that that's where all, because when they had to consolidate and split servers, do whatever, they were hosting all of the old Kotaku material, going all the way back to the beginning of the site. And people were like, what's going to happen to it? What's going to happen? It was like, wait, you don't have another copy of it somewhere?
Yeah. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah.
I got a question I want to answer. Comix Division's out because he's tired. I don't know. He's old. Tom, I don't know where Tom is. Probably busy, which is fine. That 70s rock fan.
Tom and Evie Mux don't get along.
Yeah, Tom does not like Evie Mux. Tina, let's see. 70s rock fan. He's probably in bed. He's like 1,000 years old. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. I don't know if he found his way here. Southern Bell 6. 6 is probably in the audience or working. 6 works a lot. And Brahma Bowl. I don't know. But hey, here we are. But Andy's here from Zombie Box Reviews. So there you go. Check him out. Who else we got? Get some other folks out there in the chat. Luke's here. What's up, Luke? Yep. Oh no, Liberty Hall's cat's out of here. Good night, sir. Hope you're doing well. Catch the replay on the way home. Amelia Clark Scroll Arm says they still get money from Canadian government, don't they? I don't know. Well, they're based out of New York. So there's that. But
we're pretty liberal up here.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty silly.
Look at the demographic spread. 25 to 34 is their dominant age group.
Mm.
And
it's not
73% male. That surprises me, actually.
That's because Kotaku's dominantly a game site. This is the problem.
Well, that's true.
There have been falsehoods spread about Kotaku, or for about gaming. Let's start there for a long time. If you watch that game place, I think I'm going to do a expose on the fact that there are more lady gamers now, but they're playing phone games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're not playing console and PC games. Now, I'm not saying there aren't PC and console ladies out there. I'm saying that the uptick was because of phone games. The percentage of ladies that are participating in other gaming has never changed. We have the same. I know the ladies that play games, so I know that that's that. But look, this lady Mercante is a problem. And as I think Hemorrhoid Hurts and others have pointed out, she's it. I mean, they would be better off if she wasn't with them. And Seriade, 73% males, everyone who has to go there to cover an article, they're the only ones reading the site. That's probably me, because I have to go and cover the ridiculousness that's over there, and other people as well.
Good riddance to Kotaku. They've been putting out dumb takes for a long time now. Kind of like Rolling Stone, Just like,
well,
get back to covering music.
Yeah, well, Kotaku used to do a lot of different things well, and then they stopped. They hired people like her. Albert Zulke says, phone games are not great. Wish we could go back to the day when Angry Birds first came out. You know what? That actually was the descent into Hades that we have that they're calling as participation. It's a participation trophy game. Anyway, I'm done with that. It's fine. And Argentum said, I'd love to go process more apples, and I come back to that. I'm sorry, Argentum. I apologize, young lady. You deserve better. I apologize. Morgan King is here. Good to see you, Morgan. Morgan is a major contributor to the channel. He supports me like crazy, which I appreciate. And Hammered Hurts, you're right. If you want revenue, if you want to rob people through monetization schemes, phone gaming is huge. True story. But you don't want to play GTA 5 on your phone, do you? No. Hey, the Peter Venkman fan site is here. Greetings to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well.
I get a vibe. There's an aura here with Alyssa Mercante. Even that pose right there with the microphone. It looks very, very eerily like a certain young lady-ish from G4.
It does.
When she did her thing, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, Frosk. Yeah, no.
Frosk.
What's great about that is that Chrissy Mayer did a great version of her too. Do you know why? She didn't have to change the Frosk outfit very much.
No.
She did a good job. And you know who came back at her? Alyssa Mercante, because she got just wrecked.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And they all end up doing the same thing. If you don't like my book, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. I mean, it's Kelly Sue DeConnick playbook. And we see that. We see what that does, Acolyte's the latest example. It's not made for you. Okay, then I won't watch it.
And look, and here's the problem. It's not made for you. Okay, won't watch it. It's not made for you. Okay, I won't buy the game. Have you seen what? Okay, so we've been covering this over on that game place. I know most of you, if not all of you, are subscribed over there. If you're not, go check it out. It's fantastic. We're doing real gaming news, unlike these guys over here. But nobody bought Dustborn. Nobody's playing Dustborn. The game couldn't even get 100 people to play the game.
Right.
So, and the same thing's happening to this other bologna sausage game. What's it called? Concord? We're covering that. Yeah. We have 5 or 6 videos coming out on Concord over the course of the next week. We have 5 or 6 videos coming out on all the failed games, and we got a dozen or so or more videos coming about Black Myth Wukong, which we will talk about in just a few minutes. Yeah. But when you look at her, she's not great. And I think David's right. I made the suggestion that this is a scam to get money because she's got a GoFundMe, which is what GFM stands for.
Yeah.
Is she? What are they going to do with that? Not a lot.
I mean, she could end up doing what Brianna Wu did with hers and take a trip to Japan.
Yeah, well, that was research.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just saying, I mean, look, if you work for Disney, you need to do research. You got to go to New Orleans for a couple of months.
Or China.
Oh, yeah, well, that works for New Orleans for sure. Razorburns here. What's up, Rivet Head? Good to see you, my friend.
I mean, just the smug look on her face. It's just...
Well, you know what? Let's read the article and give John the reading he deserves over at That Park Place. And I'm done looking at Valiant Renegade. I love the guy, but dang. Anyway. All right. Anyway. It's just he's not unhappy to be next to Alyssa, which bothers me. I think he needs to figure out that's a problem. Anyway. She's moving forward with legal action against several parties. Are they named parties? No. Anyway, so I in a post to X, she said, it's been nearly 6 months since my SBI report. And she is making this claim, which is not true. The G&G harassment harassment campaign, which stands for Gamergate. She wouldn't know Gamergate if it hit her in the nose. During this time, I've been gathering info and seeking advice from lawyers. No, you haven't. And can finally confirm that I'm moving forward with legal action against several parties for doxing and harassment, which is how you make your money. This is how you make your living, chick. You are the one that went out there and doxed people. You tried to get into a Discord and unearth everybody in there and supposedly expose them. Those people are just going to call you out for the ridiculousness that you are. Am I wrong?
Yeah, there's probably a tax lawyer that lives down the hall in her apartment complex, maybe,
or a paralegal that has never actually done anything. That too. I'm going to school to become a paralegal. Well, you're my lawyer anyway. Look, I'm not dogging on paralegals. I love them to pieces. That's not the point. I'm just saying, consult if you consult the big ones, which she suggested that she did. Yeah, we'll have to see. But she created a GoFundMe to help with expenses. If she hires the people that she said she hired or was looking to hire, she's going to need millions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see how she could do this with just a GoFundMe. Yeah. Maybe a lot of friends that give her $4 or $5, but.
Well, okay. Do you know where she lives? She lives in New York. She makes, I think she just barely makes 100,000 or so a year. You cannot live well in New York on 100,000 plus a year. You need $500,000 a year to live well. But before we get farther into this, because I absolutely know that our good friend, my normal co-host, is finally arrived. I think he was trying to get away from a young lady who was trying to take his bag of nickels. Jolly is here. Jolly, welcome to the show, my faithful co-host. Nobody can hear you.
Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, you're very muted. You're not a little muted. You're very muted. I still see you muted. You have to unmute yourself. You still can't hear you. He's upset. I can tell that.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Well, while he figures out the struggles that he survives with, Toxic Man Flu comes through, despite the fact he's not producing the show, for 10 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you. Thank you very much. And for those of you that got it, like Vixen, Jeremy Stafford, SSG Adam Juneman, we've got Jim Halper, Shannon Vega, Trey Chester, we got Crimson Mist, and Gary G, all getting those, along with Nutty Squirrel and Robert H. Welcome to the group of people that are, members. It's great stuff. I don't know what happened to Jolly.
He may have jumped out to get back in.
That's quite possible. It's just weird he couldn't demute. Speaking of demuting, Elizabeth Young, she's so stupid. All the ladies in my chat are brilliant. I love it. They're amazing. Gawker, Weatherman came up with Gawker. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They man, all those sites are just toast.
I'm waiting for IO9 to die But not before we get to Discovery on Gina Carano's lawsuit.
Oh,
Because-
well, I have to tell you, that
no.
guy's still on the hook for that. He's
Yep.
in big trouble.
Yep.
Aurora Uplinks is correct. What a glorious Sunday. It has been. It honestly has been. Yeah.
Would have been nicer if I'd actually managed to finish what I
Larry
started.
Wells, hello. You missed a bit, but it's fine. Welcome. Brian McCann is here. Welcome. Yeah, he's so loud. Yeah, Jolly was very loud. Westfield 90, how you doing? There you go. Economics took care of Frosk. Back to irrelevance where she belonged. Well, I think it's going to take care of Alyssa McConte as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so she definitely is going to go after Smash JT. That was her first target, I figured. And she's been harassing him. If there's a harassment campaign going on, it's him. You know what I mean?
Go after Mark Kern too.
Oh, well, good luck. I mean, he's got money. She does not. Master of the TDS criticizes Mercante as a hypocrite after she claimed that an individual was impersonating her sister and emailing her and asking her to comment on her actions, similar to how she messaged Smash JT's wife. Master of the TDS wrote on X, and Master's been killing it lately. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but so it's only okay when Alyssa does it. If anyone else does it, it's harassment. It's true. She's not a great person. Restoring ethics in gaming journalism. She has none. How do you restore something? How do you do that? I don't know.
I think it's that same mindset where, if they didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any standards at all. Maybe it's that same kind of thinking where, we're at least if we talk about ethics, we can claim to have them. We don't have them, but we talk about them, so that's just as good, right?
Yeah. I feel like she is, what do you call that? Attention farming?
Yeah, but if she's really hot to trot on restoring ethics in games journalism, wouldn't that make her on the side of Gamergate?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think gamers have come around to realize that any of the stuff that's being shoved down their throats doesn't give them good results.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, wow. Westfield dropped a $5 Culture Casino cash. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Culture. No, thank you. It's great to see everybody. Yeah, this was a good contribution. Everybody in the chat, I really appreciate you being there, and I really do appreciate the super chats and the membership gifts and all that. It really does help. I wasn't kidding. But I like to have a conversation. I think all of you know that. So I grab people all the time. As far as their chats go. Mark Kern gets more actual threats. Yes, he does, Princess Fiona. In a single day than all the fake ones that Mercante and Amanda Stenberg claim to have got. See, I always want to see receipts. Gentlemen, do you think receipts are important?
Yes.
Yeah. So, regardless, I think she's more of a liability to Kotaku than she is a help. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't think she's an asset to that company. Right? Right. Oh, and by the way, go ahead.
How many more of her are in the company right now?
They just hired a new. What do you call him? It's not a senior editor. He's basically the guy that chief, the editor in chief. They hired a new one. Stuttering Craig applied for that job. I think he would have been great at it over there. It would have been he would have taken less money. Would have been a paid downgrade, but I think he could have done it. Taken 5 minutes of his time every day.
Yeah. By the way, I did find an article from.
Cool.
Oh wait, no, this is from 2017. I read it wrong. I thought this was from 2023. Never mind.
Right.
Somebody was saying something about what Frost was up to now, and I saw this was a Korean website, but that was it's 7 years old. Never mind. Sorry.
Tom Connors is joining us now. Let me bring in Tom Connors. Hey Tom, hey, wait, you're not Tom.
Well, can you hear me at least?
Yes, I can hear you. So how did you turn into Tom Connors all of a sudden?
Well, because my regular link wasn't letting me unmute, so I clicked a different link, and I guess I'm Tom Connors tonight.
Okay, well, welcome, Tom Connors. Thanks for joining us today. So,
No problem. Tune in to Midnight's Edge and
yeah.
Mead Radio.
That's right, Mead Radio. That's right. Princess Fiona and I had a great conversation via Twitter today, and for 2 Culture Casino cash, we got I heard old ladies instead of all the ladies. Oh, sorry about that. No, all the ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single. I'm not Beyonce. Well, she didn't show up where she was supposed to either this last week, did she? Well, I mean, they were claiming she could possibly be there. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to do politics tonight. How is it that you are Tom? I don't know how did this happen? I don't know. But one of the greatest YouTubers of all time, a man who is criminally undersubbed, a person who I think is genuine in almost all of the things that he says. Mad Mardigan is here, gentlemen.
Oh, Cap.
Oh,
no Cap.
No Cap.
What's happening? I was sitting here trying to get my camera going. I didn't want to be the only one off camera, but EV Mux is garbage. I don't know why you're still here.
Well, it works great for me. So
Yeah, I just had issues. I had to come in as Tom Connors because my link wouldn't unmute me for some reason.
I'm going to actually use the word.
Fan, but
I'm going to actually use the word cap when it comes to that. Okay, like the kids. Hello, fellow kids. That's cap. Okay.
No, he did. He had to come in as Tom. You saw the picture.
I know.
I don't think you're using Cap
Tom
right.
can't come in here as Tom, but Sno Dub can get on Tom just easy.
Well, wow. I wouldn't want to see that on television or YouTube or anywhere. Anyway,
I would love to see Tom trying to make love to a puppet. What are you? Are you serious?
no.
Oh, what kind of money are we talking?
Holy
Sorry,
cow!
let me correct that. I would love to see a puppet try to make love to Tom.
We have royalty. There's royalty in the house. Schwebbles is here celebrating 1 year. Thank you, my friend. Hey, CultureCasino and panel. Hey, Schwebbles. Good to see you.
I like
Tom.
turtles.
Yeah, okay, say that louder.
I like turtles.
Perfect. Whoever had the sound effect, he did good. I appreciate that. Is this live for a Canadian $2 in Culture Cash? Says, but does he love turtles? Yes, say it again.
I like turtles.
There you
I
go.
like turtles.
There you go. Perfect. I love it.
Cowabunga.
If I become a member, will I expose myself? I don't know. I hope not.
Is that something you require of all members? Is for them to expose themselves to you?
No, I don't want any of that. No, unsubscribe.
Why did I just send Culture a bunch of my selfies?
I don't know, but
Man, no wonder he wanted me to be a member.
I didn't want only elbows. You know what I mean? Oh wait, Patrick Lemire. Please tell me if I'm saying any of that right. She was beyond say. That's right. That's right. You guys are on fire.
you know who did show up for his concert?
Who?
Barry Manilow.
Oh!
He's in Kansas City tonight.
Oh, really?
And Mrs. Boss and Junior Boss are there.
Wait, let me embiggen. Must embiggen. Look at that.
Barry Manilow at the T-Mobile Center.
There you go.
The final tour. He's done. He's going away.
For real? Or
Yeah.
Oh,
this
no,
is
he's
just
really
his
done.
last one.
He barely made it to this tour. He had to cancel some dates. So, yeah, he's not in the world's best health. And, and he's got people gunning for him, too.
Wait, who has people gunning for him?
Barry
Manilow?
Barry Manilow? Yeah.
Who? Did he? He's already been taken out of off the board.
Barry Manilow wrote the State Farm jingle. Is that right?
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
Oh. Apparently,
when you're with State Farm, you're in good hands.
James is having a good time, I guess.
Good. Well, I hope that your lovely bride and your son are having a great time. But Jaffo is calling me out on my use of the word cap. No?
Well, that means you're skibbity.
No, dude, they were going to make a series based on the skibbity toilet thing.
I barely know what that even is.
It means you're not Sigma.
Skibbity is this new thing that the TikTokers are using that means it's without. It's
bad.
missing something. It's bad.
Yeah, I'm none of that.
Well, when you got a 14-year-old teenager in the house, you tend to hear weird stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm weird stuff. Who needs to turn the volume down now?
Yeah, that's not very specific at all. Is
Thank-
that
thanks-
overall?
thanks for
Because
that.
yeah. Is that Barry Manilow? We're supposed to. I didn't even hear him playing.
Yeah, Barry Manilow did write a bunch of jingles. I know that, but he wrote the State Farm one. I didn't know that. Copacabana.
Did he write the Oscar Mayer?
I don't know. He's pretty old. Maybe.
At the Copa.
It reminds me of Inside Llewyn Davis when they're writing the jingle. I forgot what they were writing a jingle for.
Mark Daly says Manilow wrote every jingle worth listening to. I believe that. Burt Bacharach wrote a lot. He was prolific too. Burt's probably one of those guys that I think he wrote stuff you didn't know he wrote. I mean, he was, wow. I saw Jonathan out there. Princess Fiona just became a member. Welcome to Rewards Club. Thank you for joining us. We got a member stream coming up at the beginning of the month in September. And we've got the 25K celebration. For those of you who are here right now, and there are about 300 of you, for those of you here right now, the 25K celebration stream is Saturday. Hobo Gandalf will be making an appearance.
Oh boy, first I'm hearing of it. I guess.
Yeah, you're invited. Don't be a douche.
Well, are you going to let me pass this time?
No.
Because last time you were all, you shall not pass. And I'm like, well, what did I do? Jeez.
No, you all can pass. Yeah.
Okay.
I think your passing already is a wonderful blue puppet. Puppet? I said puffet.
Puffet?
The heck is that? Well,
No,
that's
that's
actually kind of accurate.
Well, that's a
the other guy.
slur.
No, that's the dragon you're talking about.
Makes me think of Little Miss Muffet sat next to her Puffet.
Well, I mean, if I have words
And got
on it, it's
high
definitely-
before the prince tried to stuff it.
Oh, hey now. Wow. Dude, you can rhyme. I'm going to introduce you to my roommate.
Dirty nurture rhymes.
Listen, Culture, I'm not going another year before I find out. It's gone on for too long. I was a huge fan of Digital Underground. I would love to meet your roommate.
John Coleman for 2 Culture Casino cash says new word on the street is switchy. I don't know what that is. Am I getting in trouble for that, John? See, I don't even know anymore what I'm allowed to say or not say. It's like, what is that?
Okay, I have it official. Barry Manilow did write the Like a Good Neighbor, State Farm is There
Like
jingle.
a good neighbor.
He also wrote, I am stuck on Band-Aid.
I'm stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid stuck on me.
He's won a Clio
As
Award.
long as you're white and not a minority.
Kentucky Fried
No,
Chicken.
I got colored
Pepsi.
Band-Aids for that.
You
Now.
deserve a break today from McDonald's.
You deserve a
Barry
break
Manilow.
today at
Wow.
McDonald's.
You deserve
I was promised CC Makini stream. He's coming. But
Wait.
not the Mankini. There is
Mock
no
draws?
Mankini.
Mac draws?
Yeah,
Did you
Mankini
just
draws.
you read it as Mankini's draw,
I don't know.
but it's really Mankini, and then you try to cover it up.
No, I am Gary. Okay. These glasses, I need new glasses. These are like thick. You want to see this? Watch. These are my eyes with glasses on.
No, it's
been-
true.
It's
I
been
watched
2
him.
years.
These are my eyes without glasses.
He actually burned a bunch of ants one day with them.
You don't wear contacts?
No, dude, you want somebody sticking their finger in your eye? I can't. I
No,
wouldn't
I
even
don't
stick
want-
my own finger in my eye.
I don't want people sticking their fingers in my eye, but I'm okay putting a contact in. It's my finger.
And Westfield is correct. Barry definitely represented well in a generation where talent counted.
Yep.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
You know he started backing up Bette Midler.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what did he do with her?
He started with Bette Midler.
I think he was her piano player.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
The Wind Beneath My Wings?
Man, this is the longest anyone has talked about Barry Manilow in like 3
Ages?
decades.
Oh, don't get my wife started.
Oh, a firearm attachment for Glocks. I have lots of those.
Any of them? You got a bump stock attached to that Glock?
I have this weird thing that makes it into a rifle.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. You kind of I've seen it.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. Well, I'm probably got in big trouble for saying it.
That is, those very prevalent in Chicago, by the way.
Oh, well, I mean, it makes sense because, they're not tracking any of those types of crimes right now.
I think actually the guy that invented it was from Venezuela or one of those South American countries. Or
Oh,
whatever.
you mean where it's all peaceful all the time?
Yep.
Yeah. Is this live for a Canadian 5? Culture Casino Cash says, skibbity doodah, skibbity a. My, oh my, what a wonderful toilet day. There you
See,
go.
I told you it was bad because Skibbity is technically from Skibbity Doodah, which was racist.
No,
where
that's
they
actually
canceled.
skippity.
Zippity.
Oh. I
Zippity.
thought that's why they canceled Splash Mountain.
Oh, I thought it was a jump rope technique.
Zippity.
Skippity. No.
And speaking of cultural awareness for these kids and the younger generations, my kid was very surprised to find that I have Song of the South on a DVD.
I do too.
That's still available? You can get that, yes, but you have to order it from overseas. But
Actually, you can get it on YouTube. You watch it on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of watching things on YouTube, hi everybody. No, we got SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor for 5. Culture Casino Cash saying new show idea for Sno Dub Noir PI Twilight Zone show narrated by Toxic Manflu. I think that sounds great.
I'm a big noir fan.
Sno Dub and I have been working on this idea. We got to get this done, dude.
Oh, does it have something to do with PI?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see that Colin Farrell noir that came out on Apple TV a few months ago?
No, but I know that
I liked it.
Nick Cage. Nick
Sugar.
Cage.
Sugar, that was it.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Somebody send me a link to it or let me know where it is. I'll go. try
Apple
to watch
TV.
it. Apple TV. Does anybody actually have Apple TV?
I do, man. Dude, they got some Severance is worth it alone, but you stay for things like Bad Monkey right now with Vince Vaughn is coming up on the 4th episode. I've been enjoying it so far. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff over there on Apple TV.
Okay, one of the things about Glocks is you don't get a lot of people that suffer from slide bites. Not to mention the fact that they have some things, but I understand. Look, the boss is all into the pink furniture on a 38, so choose the gun that works the best for you. That's all I have to say.
I have a G, but I prefer my Smith & Wesson.
This is my rifle and this is my gun.
Calm down. There are no Gavin McGinnis moments on this stream.
Oh.
I am not big enough to be FNT, which means I would get in trouble.
Apparently, he wasn't big enough either. I'll be right back.
Oh!
Why was he looking?
That was amazing. That was a nice hit and run there. Speaking of hit and run, SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor for 5. Culture Casino. Cashola says, new show for all. A Golden Girls type show starring Culture Casino. Sounds good. Comics, Toxic, Tom, of Midnight's Edge, and Sno Dub and others. I think, look, I already know that my Blanche is definitely Mad Mardigan.
What? But I'm the horror of the show.
No, you're the other one. You're the Estelle Getty.
Wouldn't that be Mike?
She's like the oldest one.
Huh.
I don't even have any gray in my beard yet.
Yep, that's called the carbine conversion kit. Yep. Ronnie is the original, but many clones exist. Yeah, I don't even know what. Yeah, I mean, lots of things get traded around in my family. So, all right, we got to bounce off to another thing. Look at the lovely Pan Epson. You're up very late, young lady, in the UK. You're up very, very late. I never have forgiven him. What? Wait, you saw David Cassidy? I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
They made a movie off of Copacabana.
Her name was Lola.
Lola. Who played Lola?
She was a showgirl.
No, who?
I just went blank on her name. She played Lana Lang. She played Lana Lang in Superman 3, and she was Clark Kent's mother in Smallville. Crap, redhead. I just went blank on her name.
The one from Desperate Housewives?
No, that's Terry Hatcher. She's Annette O'Toole. Yes,
Oh.
Annette O'Toole played.
Who was the smoking hot redhead that was great in almost everything, and then she got on the Sex and the City thing, and then she told them all to f off? Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall. Yeah.
All right, we really do need to move on because I actually have other stories I want to get to. John Coleman for 2, Culture Casino. Cash says, for the super flipping gay swipe. Thank you. We don't have it. That is all toxic man flu, I think. I don't think that actually exists anywhere on my channel. I think that is triggered literally by toxic man flu. I'm looking for it actually to see if it's here. Wait, is this it? Is this it?
I'm gonna say no.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think that was it. So, but hopefully it served its purpose.
Nothing
was
played.
Yeah, it's playing. It played.
What?
It played. It played.
Oh, come back to StreamYard culture, would you?
It was ugly.
Right.
What happened there?
Nothing.
I will add you to my StreamYard if you can't afford it.
Hey, there you
go. Okay. Add me to your StreamYard.
Nah, I don't have room, but I would if I had a space.
I just use OBS and I go to every platform and I don't have any
Did that work for everybody out there? Rob,
yeah, they saw it.
They
saw it.
I mean, it seems like people are upset.
Everybody else had to see it.
Sorry for that. I don't know. I was trying to hit things. Albert's looking. You sicko. Okay, sorry.
You hit something.
I'm sorry. Show's over. No, it's not. I was trying to give you the hit thing. I don't have it.
You gave him Gary and spandex again. No.
Yeah,
it wasn't
late, isn't it?
Hey, me and Shaggy have a lot in common. Wasn't it?
Is he the one that faked the accent, or was that no, that was him, right? John,
Right.
whatever his name was, he was legit.
I couldn't possibly answer that question. Look, we got stories, guys. Okay, I tell you what. I'm gonna move on.
Shaggy.
Shaggy's great, by the way. I'm gonna be right on. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. We got a commercial break for you. We do. I'm trying to find it. Wait. We already did Shank Crate, right? I almost said something else. All right. There we go. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
This Pixel Entertainment Network international streaming service presentation is brought to you by Muffs Bar. Muffs along the Riverwalk has been a popular but hard-to-find pearl in the heart of San Antonio's Forest District. So popular, in fact, our little Muffs is growing. The new home to the biggest clams in the South is located at 6969 Kamanawanalia Boulevard in glistening Glaze City, Texas. Come by and let us flash you our new Muffs today. And remember, Muffs Bar, finger-licking good since 1969.
Hey, we're back. That was a short commercial. Hopefully you guys ran and peed. What else we got going on? I don't know where Nick is. Okay, I don't know. But I do know this. Jenna Ortega actually quit social media because of some gross images of herself that were sent to her. Because people are using AI to send her some filthy things. Images of herself as a child. I want to get to this story because I think it's important. And I want the panel to talk about it. This is the kind of thing we should not use AI for, but some sick freak shows, they're gonna. Gentlemen, I really wish there were some ladies here. I'm just going to say it. Jolly, can you be a lady?
No, but I can make a few calls. And
okay. Mad, can you be a lady?
How much money do you have?
What? I'm not going to be controlled by the moon.
Fair enough. Okay, apparently Nick doesn't have the link. I don't believe that for a minute, but I am going to. Whoa.
Just scroll up and click on Tom Connors. That's what I did.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm recording at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Holy cow. Hang on. I'm looking for Nick.
I can
Nick. This is great YouTube,
just,
by the way.
Just get on Tom. If
All
we
right,
wanna get on Tom.
everybody just jump on. Well, that didn't sound good.
We can all be Tom tonight.
Everybody be Tom tonight.
Everybody be Tom tonight.
There you go. All right, Nick is officially linked up. So
everybody be
he's
Tom.
linked. He's linked in. All right, what else we got?
I think this goes back. I think, talking about having women on the panel, I think it would be good if all of our shows, if we could somehow manage to get Justine Bateman to do a tour and
she'd be
everything,
great.
because she has she has been on this AI thing since the writer's strike and the actor strike, and she's been sitting there saying all of this stuff that we're getting in the deal for the new contracts is bad mojo. She has been screaming from the rooftops about this AI stuff for over a year now, talking about how bad it could be and how abuse can be rampant in all of this. And this is a perfect example of it. This is exactly what she's been warning people about. And this is not going to be the only time something like this happens.
Did they AI her face here? What's wrong with it?
No,
that's her.
That's her. That's not very kind.
No, I'm serious. I remembered her
It's not
looking
the
different.
most flattering picture ever.
This is Deadline doing the least flattering thing because they don't want to really cover this story.
How old is she?
I don't know.
21, 22, I think.
She's like
I think early 20s.
Yeah, she's in her early 20s, but she basically deleted Twitter. She's running away from social media because she received AI generated explicit images of herself as a child. As a child. And
she's 21.
But she's a brilliant 21. She's very smart, well-spoken, well thought out. But anyway, she revealed she deleted her Twitter account after receiving some just garbage. Pornographic DMs of herself as a child. This is never okay. She was speaking to the New York Times in advance of the Beetlejuice film, which is coming up, and the second season of Netflix's Wednesday, which is also coming up. The actress reflected on growing up in the spotlight, navigating her identity as a young woman in Hollywood, while speaking about her forthcoming project, an adaptation of Kazu Ishigiro's novel Clara and the Sun, helmed by Taika Waititi, who is a Kiwi, who is everybody's kind of getting away from because he's bad, in which she plays an eponymous robot, the epitome of a robot, or this character anyway. Ortega remarked that her experience with artificial intelligence has been terrifying. She says, "I hate AI. I mean, here's the thing. AI could be used for incredible things. I think I saw something the other day where they were saying that artificial intelligence was able to detect breast cancer 4 years before it progressed.
Saw that.
That's beautiful. Let's keep it to that. Did I like being 14 and making a Twitter account because I was supposed to and seeing dirty edited content of me as a child? No, it's terrifying, it's corrupt, and it's wrong." Expanding when prompted by the interviewer, the Scream star said, which she only did one movie, I think. The first DM she opened by herself at age 12 was an unsolicited photo, of a guy hanging brain. And that was just the beginning of what was to come. I used to have that Twitter account, and I was told, "Oh, you got to do it. You got to build your image." I ended up deleting it about 2-3 years ago because the influx after the show had come out, these absurd images and photos, and I already was in a confused state that I just deleted it. Man, it was disgusting. It made me feel bad. It made me feel uncomfortable. Anyway, that's why I deleted it, because I couldn't say anything without seeing something like that. So one day I just woke up and thought, "Oh, you don't need this anymore." So I dropped it.
Smart.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Taylor Swift, many other people have been complaining about this. I get it. I think that this is not the tool we need to use for that purpose and point, but I don't know if there's any way eponymous. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the genie's out of the bottle. You're not going to be able to put it back. The biggest challenge now is figuring out how to.
Patrick Lear is helping me with it. Eponymous. Okay.
How to
Hip-hop anonymous?
Yeah.
do it in an
Papa
ethical
Wheelie.
way.
Go ahead,
Without
sorry.
over, I mean,
I would just say keep kids off of social media, period. But you're right, the genie's out of the bottle. The trouble is if you're the parent who keeps their kid off of social media, which I actually think is a really good idea, then all of their friends at school are on social media and they all have phones, and it's also destructive because that's how people are communicating now. Used to be, we actually, went and talked to each other in person in the real world. You'd make real connections. I don't know how you. I agree with what you're saying. I don't know how you pack all that back in when everybody's walking around with cell phones and computers.
Cognitive nomad.
And on the other hand, you also want people to there's a learning curve, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm of the opinion because I struggled with social media when I first got into it, and I wasn't 10 at the time. I was 20. It doesn't matter. When you start, you're going to have a learning curve, right? So you do want people to learn how to use it, but you also don't want them to destroy their lives or get into trouble or just suffer as a result during that learning curve, right?
The kids these days, guys, they're learning how to navigate around this stuff. So, like Facebook, you're not going to see any of the Gen Z on there. That's old people book for them, where they get stalked by their grandparents. And then, of course, Instagram is connected to Facebook. That's starting to get phased out by that younger generation. Yep. They're getting smart. They're going to Snapchat and stuff like that, where they get instant gratification pictures, but then they get deleted immediately. They're going to, streaming,
or they go to the ER
services
after they've been on TikTok.
Right. They got all these different ways to kind of get around the social medias of the norm that we are used to, that we've been dealing with for the last 20 years. So that I got faith, in the next generation, that they'll figure out a way to push AI to still work in their benefit. You know what I mean? And figure out ways to make sure that they don't fall down the same traps that their parents did.
Well, and nowadays there was just was it Flux 2.0 is the new one that's apparently got fingers figured out, and I'm seeing some video, text prompt generated video from that's looking really, really, really close. I mean, we're not completely there yet, but it's getting dangerously close. And there's already a news network, A1 or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but all of the talent, all of the reporters, all of the news anchors, and all of the reporting is all computer generated. It's all artificially generated, and the stock footage, the file footage. Here's this truck that went off the road. Accident. All of that stuff. The news footage is real, but all of the reporting around it is generated by AI tools.
I think
scary stuff.
I think the focus should not be on trying to limit or dictate what it can be used for. More so, we should be looking at furthering the technology to detect when it is AI versus if it's real. I think that should be the focus, so that we can help figure out what's real and what's not when it comes to these AI pictures and videos and what have you.
Very nice. Pam, I am Jolly the Patriotic Puppet. You can find me over right there on the Sno Dub channel. Make sure you subscribe. I'm almost to 3,000 subs, so I'm getting kind of cool. Not as cool as Culture, but I'm getting there.
Well, you've always been cool, and you've always been cooler than me. So I sent her a little bit of information on you, and if other mods can help out and drop that in the chat, I would appreciate it. Look, as was already said by brilliant people in our chat, as usual, AI can be good and bad,
of course,
which is true. Almost everything can be good and bad. We should probably recognize that for what it is. And as she said in the article that we just had up, and it looks like we're only get to one more subject tonight, but in the article that we had up, she said, it's great for detecting breast cancer 4 years ahead of time. I mean, look, there are things that AI can do that humans can't do, but it's because of the ability to analyze data and the amount of processing in teraflops that we didn't have before we have now. So yeah, it has a long way to go. It does have a long way to go. And look at this. Toxic Man Flu actually agrees with Mad.
Of course he does.
Mad's a pretty smart guy. I mean,
Yeah, I've learned. I've learned to tone it down on this channel.
That's still cap.
Yeah.
I mean, even just yesterday, I dabbled in AI music generation for the first time because I wanted to see where it's at. Yeah. And I said, write me a song that plays this chord, then this chord, then this chord. It couldn't do it. I said, put it in this this beats per minute. Couldn't do it. All it can really do is
which one were you using?
Yeah, I tried a whole bunch. I tried a whole bunch of them, and none of them could follow my instructions. None of them could give me just the bass line. It would always give me the full band.
I think you're too specific on your instructions. If you say,
that's what I mean.
In the style of Kenny Rogers, give me a song about going to Mars in a bathtub.
And that's fun. It's a nice random number generator. Yeah. But like if I wanted to actually build something, I want individual instruments, that individual beats per minute in the keys that I say that it's in the exact structure that I tell it to go in. And it's nowhere near that stage.
I don't know if that's true though. You may want to talk to Grant McGregory because he makes actual songs with AI, and he does an amazing job a lot. And he's also he's going to be starting a new show where he brings on people and teach them something that they want to learn about AI. Yeah.
Well, Tom
so does this guy.
One of the best. Tom's one of the best. By the way, real quick, I know we all want to chat, and we've got one more story to cover, and I'm glad that this guy's here for it. I want to introduce a man who needs no introduction, a man who has all of the flavors, or at least 32 or more. Our good friend Nick Weiser, 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. How you doing, Nick?
Hi, CC.
It's been a minute, dude.
It
I hope
has
you're
been.
doing well. You're doing well.
We've been on radically different schedules, but for once, I had a Sunday that was out in the open field, and now I've given myself to you. So now I'm here, available.
Whoa! You gave yourself to him? That was.
Hey, look, a lot of people have, and it's fine. It's fine.
Well, he needs a young man to accompany him. So I got the young and youthfulness.
Wow.
I am so uncomfortable right now.
Never seen this side of culture before.
Me either. I don't know what side this is. The sunny side up, or maybe that's what that's called. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're totally canceled.
Look, I want to talk about something. This is really important, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. First of all, Matt G, you're fired up, dude. Thank you, my friend. Let's get to this. This is really important. This is about a video game. But we can't do it without first going to a commercial. Do we have a commercial break?
Ooh, a commercial? Where you transition?
We're fancy like that.
Yeah, I love how he asks us if there's a commercial break.
Well,
it's because his main man Tox ain't here running the back.
He's supposed to be running things. You know what? I don't even know where we're at.
Well, if Tox can't run the back door, I'll do it.
Whoa! You better be, at least charging for that.
Did I run this yet?
Are you tired of the same old buffet food at Wang's? Have you had enough dong to last you a lifetime? Well, take just a few more steps past those single-minded restaurants and dive into Sherry's Slam & Clam. Sherry's Slam & Clam Shellfish Bar is truly all you can eat, unlike the 2 shrimp limit that stingy bastard Wang has. In a hurry, let Sherry stuff your box. To go! Be shellfish and take all you want from Sherry's Slam & Clam. Located next to the 3rd Street Bolorama, Sherry's is open 6 days a week. If you are looking to slam clam, get to Sherry's today.
What the heck just happened? That was weird. Okay, we're back. I thought we were back before. Maybe we're not. This is why you need Toxic Man Flu, everybody. So you don't have that moment. Yeah. Look, the moment that we all want, and something I've been looking forward to a long time, is a video game. It's called Black Myth Wukong, and the sales are off the charts. And of course, so is the controversy. Why? Because it's successful, because it did well, because it didn't lean into the bologna sausage of the modern audience, which doesn't exist. I watched a video today about everything going gay. And it does seem like that's happened in gaming, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be disappointed with GTA 6, and you're going to find out more about all of that on that game place where we cover stuff like that, and we've got some stories. But what I do want to say is this. This is the biggest single player Steam game ever for concurrent players. It's also something that the Wokies hate, and it's setting sales records already, and it's barely 5 or 6 days old. So let's talk about it with this glorious panel here, because I think they might know a thing or two about this game. Gentlemen, have you heard of Black Myth Wukong?
I definitely have heard about the game. It definitely seems to be the talk of the town right now. It seems like from my observation, because I'm not like an active gamer, which I hate, but it seems like a lot of people are enjoying it and liking it. And of course, the usual suspects in the shill media their complaints are of the superficial nature, which is about as shocking as the sun coming up in the morning.
I think you're right, Nick.
Yeah, I've seen chatter about it. I know Mark Kearns talked about it over on his Twitter account. I have not paid very much attention to the gaming space just simply because I haven't been able to keep up. I peaked at the Atari 2600, so I'm not familiar with anything other than just in passing. But it does seem like just from surface exposure to the discussion, it's the same kind of thing as what we've seen with the Harry Potter game here a couple of years ago, and all of the ones that what was the one with the girl and the sexy skins and the designs and whatnot?
Stellar Blade.
Yeah, Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
It's same kind of thing, just on a first impression of what everybody's talking about.
Well, let's. For some reason, we lost Mad, which is weird, and hopefully he comes back.
I see him talking.
Yeah,
his hair is moving.
That's weird, but let's jump in. He's gone. Bye, Matt. Let's jump into the story itself. I'm sure Matt will be back. We've got Game Science reporting that they've sold 10 million copies across all platforms in 4 days.
Huge.
Nick, you could not be more right, my friend. This is a big deal. Games don't sell like this anymore. They don't. You don't see this big rush, and this is just. Consider this. This is the games they're reporting. This is not the stuff that they gave keys out for that they'll get reports of later. This all happened inside of this tiny little window and now let's see. This is from the 23rd. We're on the 25th. I imagine they sold even more. Can you imagine if this game goes a full week and sells to like 20 million copies?
I'd say right now this is an inevitability with the good word of mouth on it from people who are actual gamers and them just having a fun time having a game that they could go and get lost in a world, which it seems like this is a very vast world in the game. And that's good because people want games where they can get lost and immerse themselves in a world that feels rich and lived in. And this seems right up many people's alley. So I hope that as long as it's a good game, which many people seem to be responding very kindly to, I hope it sells as many copies as possible. And hopefully the takeaways from it, from the developers, hopefully they see, okay, hey, people like this game for what we have. Let's not do anything very crazy to deviate from that should there be a follow-up.
No, you're right, Nick. And this is the weird thing, right? So because I'm running a gaming channel now with that Game Place, and I'm going to keep saying it because I want you all to check it out.
Game Place, by the way.
Game Place, that's right. If you do check it out, what you're going to find out is that we've been covering this for a while since before it was released. We're going to continue to cover it, and it does send a message to all these other game studios because Microsoft Activision is embarrassing itself. If you watched the video on my channel today, not even on the game channel, but my channel today, you learned that they're just changing the name of DEI, right, to something to inclusive growth. That's what they're changing the initiative name to. It doesn't change the initiative. It doesn't change their efforts. It doesn't change what they're doing. They're going to push this. Okay, and
it's not going to trick anyone.
It doesn't, and that's the thing. It's like, look, branding is great and all, but if everybody knows what the game, it doesn't work anymore. What Hollywood's been struggling with this for now, almost a decade. You don't think they already can see through this stuff in everything else? I mean, you have whole states that are saying we don't want any part of this now.
Well,
So-
and you get people recognizing it in government agencies too, and not to go into the political, but there was a particular agency that was supposed to be set up a year and a half, 2 years ago,
Yep.
and everybody blew back at it and said, "Not here." So yeah, I think people are starting to get more savvy to it. This idea that these companies, these consultants, these people like Sweet Baby Inc., for example, are there only to be the DEI stuff, which gets us games that don't sell, and TV shows that nobody watch, and books that people don't read.
Well, look, I mean, if a company wants to put itself out of business, because that money dries up. I mean,
Well,
eventually investors
that's the
wise
issue,
up.
culture,
Yeah.
that they want to put out all this crap, but they want to somehow stay afloat just to maintain the status quo, and they expect people to just keep funding them money so they can continue to put out garbage after garbage after garbage. So they always go to the billionaires who they claim to hate and say they're all what's wrong with the world, but yet they keep going to them so they can get money to keep this bullshit funded. It's frustrating.
It is because, like, look, first of all, it comes from China, which Rob Altus is correct about, right? And so
China.
we have all that stuff going on over there. They're not exactly, our pals. And as Tina said, the game looks amazing. I mean, I watched Asmongold play for 5 hours and 54 minutes when he first got it. And dude, he knows how to play Souls-like games. Of course, this isn't like that. It's more like a Devil May Cry mixed with a Souls game. But this thing still looks amazing. It's not going to take the same kind of horsepower that you need to play like this new Outlaws game, this new Star Wars Outlaws game. So yeah, so it's like it's one of these crazy, crazy weird things. Hey, Mad's back.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
It just stopped working, and I feel bad because I was getting really pissed because nobody was listening to me and talking over me.
No,
I'm like, God dang it! I actually know.
That was it.
We were actually watching you blink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. We couldn't hear you.
Well, did y'all talk about how the review copies went out, and that's what they're actually upset about?
Oh yeah, no kidding. I mean, the review copies, Matt. The review copies went out. What did they say what did Game Science say to the journalists when they did that?
Yeah, hey, don't put politics into your reviews. Review the game. Don't add in politics or this and that. And I think they specifically said something about feminism, toxic femininity.
IGN made it political.
I was
because
wondering
of
about
course
this
they
because
did.
I haven't played the game yet, but I noticed the Metascore is about 81. And
Yeah,
my
well, I
brain
was back
immediately
there
thought
screaming.
to myself, well, if it says 81, it's probably a 91, right?
No, yeah, no. You can already discount that. That's like Metacritic is one of those places where I kind of can figure out what it actually means. But like, did you see Rotten Tomatoes? This is not a subject for tonight, but Rotten Tomatoes changed their scoring system to protect the studios
About
just a
time.
few days ago.
Big Hollywood needs protection.
They do, but it's not going to stop us from saying what we think about it. See, this is the thing. People are going to start heading over to Criticless. Criticless is wild. It's the Wild West. If you want to learn something about a film, go to Criticless because occasionally I publish my reviews there. I'm going to try to do it more frequently. But so does Odin, so does Matt Cadiz, so does a whole group of people that actually legitimately review films. So you're going to get this broad spectrum of people rating films. So you're going to have a more reliable score about something. Right. So when I look at YouTube, and for people like Mad Mardigan or Slender Dad, who I occasionally have done some videos with, or some other people that I've rated games with, I'm going to tell you right now, you have a broader spectrum of reality because we're not trying to insert all this playtime fake baloney sausage, which is what Game Science was trying to stop. Because as Mad said, they actually laid down the law. Now, a lot of these outlets violated that, right, with their reviews. So you understand that one of your outlets is tied to a whole bunch of outlets. Jason,
Yes.
Real quick, Kotaku is tied to a whole lot of people via who owns them, correct?
Yes, Geo Media has Kotaku and I want to say Jezebel.
Well, Jezebel got sold off.
Jezebel got
yeah.
sold. Okay, yeah, but yeah, I think there's maybe a half a dozen sites that are
they're not
part of that.
right. But they're not the only ones. So all of these entities have multiple sites. So here's the thing: if Game Science is going to keep releasing games, do you know who they're not going to send copies to?
Kotaku.
Radar.
Yeah, anybody that's tied to Kotaku, anybody that's tied to Games Radar, anybody that's tied to the Gamer, I mean, I can keep going on and on and on. You kind of screwed yourself now because your early access copies, they're not available and you'll have to pay for them. And these companies are in trouble anyway. Again, this is going to be something we're going to talk about in depth over on That Game Place. But I want to go through this story because John did a great job on this one. And look, 10 million copies in 4 days.
Huge.
So
if the math holds, they'll hit 20 million in a week.
Yeah, no, that's
in 8 days.
That's what Nick said.
Yep.
That's what Nick just said. And so when I look at this, I'm like, I don't think you guys understand this. I mean, they actually have a Twitter, right? Which is smart. You get your own Twitter. And 10 million copies across all platforms. They're very thankful for that. Look at that. That's a beautiful moment, right? 3 million concurrent players across all platforms. Wow. Do you understand how big a game that is?
I get it.
You know what it shows you, though? That there's still a market for people who want to have a game that they could get excited about. Because that's one of the big issues across all sorts of mediums, whether it's movies, shows, games, whatever, you name it. There's a major problem with getting excited about things. And clearly, this is something that people are really talking about and they're enthusiastic about. And we're seeing that all across the board, where everything is not about how fun is this or how exciting this is or does this take it to the next level. It's just about the demographic pushing. So because a lot of video games have abandoned this market of fans, it seems like they're capitalizing on that lost market, and that's great.
I would give this game a shot, but I just can't. There's just something about supporting the Chinese government. You know what I mean? I guess I
get it.
I'm cool. I'm going to pass on this one. I'll wait for the next game.
I get it. But what this does, though, is it shows the investors, right? The people who are investing that we're investing in the wrong stuff. Because this stuff sells, this stuff doesn't. Look at Dustborn. Look at Concord.
Oh, I can't wait to play Dustborn.
Look at Saints Row Reboot 4, whatever you want to call it. With the
Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, that was another one.
Okay, that's a different thing.
And there's
Ghost
a lot of stuff coming out of South Korea, too.
Yeah, South Korea is making great games. But look, I got to grab the super chat because I should have done it earlier from SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor for 2 Culture Casino Cash saying, after these messages, Culture will be right back. That's right. And I was. But look, I don't like where this is coming from. It's hard for me to celebrate it. Holy cow, New Bomb Turk is here. Good to see you, buddy. But what it is the game looks amazing. Is it a game I'll be good at? No. Did Yellow Flash sell me down the river with Souls 3? Yes. Did he embarrass me? Yes. But I'm going to tell you right now, I may try this game. You might get to see me make a fool of myself.
I'm waiting on Kingsmaker.
But will it be on That Game Place, though?
It probably will be. I mean, we've got at least 2 reviews of this game coming out on That Game Place at some point next week. We've got, look, Davina is right? And I'm going to say it just so this will make you happy, Mad. I'm going to say Davinia. Davinia is right.
It's actually NVIDIA.
NVIDIA is right. That's right. Saints Row 2 was unsalvageable. This game isn't.
Well, looking at this graphic, though, the one thing that my big takeaway from is this is what Tom Cruise did at the beginning of Mission Impossible. This is a smart move on a marketing PR front where they basically sit there and go, thank you for being our customer and trying our product. And not make, and it's consistent with the whole, let's not make this political. It's a game.
It's a game.
Yeah.
And My Life Matter, you are 100% correct. Yes, this is the story of the story. And that's absolutely true. And yes, it's not the best situation. No, it's, it's hard to support a country that's actually trying to kill us all, or enslave us all. I mean, our own government's trying to enslave us right now, but that's a whole other conversation.
And be happy.
Yeah. I don't want any of that. But, Captain Sinbad says they actually do a play about Sun Wukong. The Chinese still love him. Yeah, I mean, the fact that when you watch this, have you guys seen the beginning of the game? Have you watched any of that?
Nope.
Oh, you should. It's amazing. So it actually comes down to the fact that he basically that he was punished for going against the powers that be. It was really impressive. And he was foiled by a great many because they were going to level his mountain. You should watch the beginning of it at least. Like I said, there are a great many people that are doing it right now. Oh wow, I did not know this. Taiwan President William Lai will visit DC. I did not know that. That's good to know. Thank you.
Taiwan is a country.
Taiwan is a country.
Allegedly.
No.
No, full stop is.
This will get me demonetized, but I'm going to say it anyway because Taiwan is the central controlling authority of China proper, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Allegedly. You're welcome.
I probably will get in big trouble for that, but that's the truth. And for saying the truth, ladies and gentlemen, I just got demonetized. The truth is not allowed.
Oh no, his channel's under attack, guys.
No. I knew what I was doing when I did it, but I just want you to know that's the truth.
It was that instant. Did that actually?
Well, at least it wasn't my fault.
It doesn't matter. It'll happen. It usually happens overnight for me. It doesn't happen instantaneously. We're deep enough in this show that it'll show up tomorrow. So
it's usually me that does it, I think.
Yeah.
So.
And here's the weird thing. Can we trust numbers from China? Well, I can trust this much. My life matter. Right now, concurrent players just on Steam alone has peaked over 2.4 million simultaneously.
Yeah, the numbers aren't coming from China that people are talking about. It's from Steam.
Yeah. I mean, right now we can do the quantitative evaluation of everything as far as purchases and everything else. And they're not, if they're lying to us, it's not by very much. Like we're lying about 400,000, still they're doing pretty well. But I understand your point. I mean, can you trust numbers coming out of China? No, considering right now they're on a very bad economic situation right now. Did you watch the China show recently? You guys know what I'm talking about?
What's that?
The two guys lived in China. It's like an Englishman and an American. And they used to do bike tours, and basically they left the country just in time to not, be caught up in some situation. I don't remember the name of the channel. I never.
The numbers are from Steam and China.
I don't
think that's true.
The numbers are from Steam in China.
No, it's just Steam statistics, right?
Yeah, it's SteamDB. You can't fake that. It's coming out of who's playing what when. It's like
Steam in China. I love that place. They got great noodles.
You guys are crazy. I do know
their beef and broccoli is to be desired.
Davinia. I'm going to keep saying it wrong because I love it. Yeah. The China show is excellent. Yeah, they were yesterday morning. Was it yesterday morning? Yeah, I think it was yesterday morning. I was watching live. They were talking about yesterday. They were talking about a fact that what used to be an aircraft carrier got turned into a theme park, and it was on fire recently. So yeah. Princess Fiona, I'm with you. I don't trust EA numbers at all, but what I do trust is the stuff coming out of Steam. I can trust that.
Yeah, most game companies don't even release their sale numbers now, right? It's usually based off of Europe because I think in Europe they have to report how much sales they have. Yeah, but that's entirely different than when we're talking about Steam.
Yeah. The UK. So here's the weird thing. So how we know the actual numbers for productions, if you shoot something in the UK and you apply for the tax break that basically kicks back the money that you spent in that country. They have to report all of that through whatever LLC they form to make the film or television production. They have to report that to Companies House, which is why sometimes a year or a year and a half or even 2 years later, we find out what the actual production numbers were for a given production. Most people don't realize that, but that's why, like I said, when I'm making estimations, why they're so accurate is because I know what they're able to hide here in the States versus what they can't hide in the UK. So it is what it is, but I've watched the China show for years. They told us about the global crisis well in advance. It's true. Rob Altus loves the China show. So you guys are all in the same place. I mean, I watch Business Basics too, which is also about China collapsing, but it's that.
China.
Yeah. We got lots of stuff coming up, but
well, did you see that Keanu Reeves officially got announced for Shadow? Even though we all saw it coming, but it's cool that it's officially official and the Sonic 3 show is coming. So hopefully he does at least one time. Whoa.
What is coming?
Whoa.
The Sonic TV show, I think. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh,
yeah,
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yep, indeed. Weatherman, thank you very much for everything you do. I want to say thank you to everybody over on the Green Machine. We've got great supporters over there, from BMO Beta to Cognitive Nomad, Weatherman, Deepo, the beautiful Deepo, and of course the ever-present, everywhere low spec Linux laptop, Linux gaming, and everything else. You guys, you mean the world to me. The China the China show says C7042. One of the hosts is from South Africa. Yes, and he's
Unsubscribed.
He's got a great accent. I mean, he's got a great.
Oh, he has that Leo accent.
Hey,
from
real
Rhodesia.
quick, if someone follows Culture Casino on Rumble right now, he'll hit 900 followers.
Oh, that would be
if
amazing.
100 more do it, he'd hit 1K tonight.
That would be amazing.
I legit would if I remembered my login for Rumble.
You don't remember your login, Rumble?
No.
Right?
That's weird.
I've been over there in years.
I'm at 226 over there.
I have no idea. I haven't looked at it in probably a year.
All right.
Come right around.
Well, hey, Mary Rose Morningson says, I love the China show. So do I. Sergeant Giratinez is here. Says, yes, Sonic 3, Keanu Reeves' Shadow the Hedgehog. Thank you for bringing that up. Yep.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
bring up the good news too.
I just wish the DA and Hold My Dual Shock could cover Paramount for once and not too much on Disney and Warner Bros. Hey, I cover everything. It's one of the reasons why I was so happy to work on the gaming channel, because now I can bring more of my friends in, like Mad Mardigan and to Slender Dad and just a few more people that I think are really really helpful in the gaming space. So there's that.
And we've been talking about Paramount over at our channel, but not in the gaming side of things.
Yeah. Okay. So here's a weird thing. Warner Brothers is looking. This is not part of the show. I mean, it wasn't a planned part of the show, but Warner Brothers is looking to sell their game assets. That's dumb.
Yep.
Why would you do that? It's one of the. It's like one of the few things that actually makes money nowadays.
Does it make money over there?
Did you not see Hogwarts Legacy?
No. Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole thing. I felt like there was going to be more after that.
A hot take. I didn't love the game, but I appreciate that it must have made money because it was a lot of people played it.
Look, so. it had some faults. I certainly didn't enjoy the character that I probably wasn't supposed to enjoy, but the game overall was really, really good for being not aimed at me. I really enjoyed playing it. That's saying something.
If they make a second one, I feel like it'll be successful. As long as
yeah, of course.
Good.
You can slap Harry Potter on anything, and it's going to be moderately successful at least.
Yeah. But I would give credit to the first game for at least building goodwill. If they want to continue that series, right?
But I think real quick on the WB thing, I think the reason they would be selling it, you're right, it is the only thing making money, but because everything else is so underwater, they have to sell it to try to dig themselves out of the hole that they've been put in everywhere else.
Mark Daly says test. Your testy worked.
Your testes work here.
Warner Brothers Discovery stock is right now sitting at $8.05.
Nice. How much was it before?
Well, they just
at the beginning of the year was at 11.6.
Add context to that, because they just came out and did what with their declarations. I think they wrote down $9-something billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty substantial. Captain Sinbad wants to know, is that a Muppet on your panel? I don't know. Technically, aren't you just of the cotton?
I don't think you should talk about CC Karaoke like that. I mean,
no, Jolly. I think he was referring to you, my friend.
No, I don't work with those guys. They're Disney, and we're Cotton Connection over here. So that's yep. I tried to work for the Muppets once, but the guy with his hand up my ass was a straight white male, so they were looking for those. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't have asked any of those questions, nor
I would have said I'm Hollywood gay.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that just only on the casting couch. Jesus Davilla. Good to see you, Davila. I'll say it that way because I was told that's the right way to say it, but I pronounce it with the Hispanic flavor, the Latino flavor. Anyway, he gifted a Culture Casino membership, so that means John Victor is now a member.
I love his avatar, by the way.
I know, it's so great, right?
It's so cool.
I know. Look at that. It's like
Look
I'm
at
gonna rock this hat plus this this so good. What's Culture's weave felt ratio? I don't have one. There is a
Is there a thread count to it?
There is an in construction version of me as a puppet. I need to finish so that I can.
Is it Egyptian felt?
I can rock that because I'm supposed to appear both in the flesh and in the cotton on a particular show that
You're actually due next week, Culture. I think Mr. Cool wrote you in as guest fleshy.
Okay,
next
all
week.
right. I can do the fleshy. I need another month or so because I don't have any
Dude.
time.
Okay.
Was it
Yeah.
some
Well-
pregnancy?
I got nothing but time.
Yeah, well, you never know. Mike Roach will be there, so.
Putin's is like, he just put a hat on Spider-Man. I
Yeah,
think it's a little
and
more
it's fucking
complicated than
awesome.
that. I mean, dude, I think he's rocking a really neat jacket too.
He
I'm just saying.
put a hat on Spider-Man. Yes,
All right,
it's
look, we
fucking
went
awesome.
over. I didn't get to the fifth story. I wanted
What
to
was the
talk
fifth story?
It was about the fact that free speech is under attack.
Well, that's a obvious one.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah.
I know.
Thanks,
That'll add
Captain
an hour to
Obvious.
the show.
I mean,
I know, but they arrested Pavel Durov in France,
Yeah.
and I thought that would be
Yeah.
something that we could cover. But
right. Is he
we ran out of
French?
time.
Well, it's France, you know.
Yeah.
Is he himself
Benz-
French?
Mike Benz has been all over this on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean this is a direct attack on free speech because they're trying to get him to acquiesce to having him basically make it available for everybody. Oh, they just got back from the concert. I can tell.
Yeah, they're back from the concert. Now the dogs will finally shut up.
Good.
That was the first time I've heard them.
Well-
But, by the way, is this guy French? The
Yes.
dude that was arrested? Oh, well, then fuck him.
Is he French or Russian?
Oh no, I think
He's
you're right.
Russian.
He is Russian.
He was arrested in France.
Oh, well, now I
He's,
care.
he's Russian.
Yeah. Look, you know what? Let's gloss upon this. Let's gloss. That doesn't sound good. Let's do. You know what? I'm going to run a commercial. Everybody, take a break, gentlemen.
It better not be about penises.
No, it's not. You have like 35 seconds to pee on this one, I think. So
I'm not going to pee on your channel.
No, not.
I got a jar down here I use.
Do you ever dream of heading out to the country? Would you like to ride out on the range? We've got the dude ranch that we know you want to come to. Out at Division Ranch, out here on the plains. Let's take you down to Comix Division country. Let's get you out there on the range. You'll learn to yell each and every Monday and throw down well on Thursdays. Nick cooks the meals, hope you like pizza, and Tosh signs the deals, that's why we don't get paid. Corey will read and do his funny voices. Comix will do his best to chase your cares away. Let's take you down to Comix Division country. Let's get you out there on the range. You'll learn to yell each and every Monday and throw down well on Thursdays. Promisers of the drinks, what's tonight's bourbon? Culture will get to the point eventually. George West and the Patriot Drew can't cite your many sources. The Diggs Division Ranch is for you, and I'm sure we'll all agree. Let's take you down to the Diggs Division country. Let's get you out here on the range. You'll learn to yell each and every Monday and throw down well on Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays, everybody.
That's my life in SoCal, kids, when I was there. Anyway, hello, everybody. Thanks for coming back. We did a short commercial break. We have to. It's mandated. But we want to talk about free speech being under attack. It will be brief, unfortunately, but we do want to do it. Look, arresting Pavel Durov was probably a sign of things to come. It's why selecting your leaders is so very important here in the United States. We're going to be doing that very soon. You have a choice of freedom and liberty over something else, I think, and I can tell you right now, I think it's rather important what you elect to do. So what we'll do here is we'll have a brief discussion over this particular moment and the fact that this guy's crime is making it so that the government can't peek in to what you're saying. So we're gonna jump in on that. I'm gonna bring in the panel. We won't even grab the article. We're just gonna talk about it. We're gonna spend about 5-10 minutes at most, and go from there. So, gentlemen, Nick, you were saying something behind the scenes that unfortunately nobody heard, but yeah, Telegram. That's one of the ways that people can talk, covertly without being spied upon.
Well, it shows you that, yeah, I mean, just like everyone else, anyone who's against the major elite system, they are going to try to bring them in. So I think why it's concerning if, I'll just say it, like, I'm voting for Donald Trump, and not to make this political show, but I truly do think, though, if he doesn't get reelected, they're going to try to go bring him, keep him in jail, try to put Elon there. And I mean, especially they hate that Twix has the power that it has now and the greater influence that it has, which is crazy because it's still not even like the biggest social media platform, yet they still take exception to just one single platform because it's not enough to have 95, 97% control of everything. They want to have absolutely 100% of it, not 99, but 100. So I really don't want there to be a situation where we can't have the engagements that we have. And hopefully having Kenny by his side will hopefully elevate that a little bit because Harrison Biden got to go. And we need, hopefully, maybe one of them will pardon the gentleman from Telegram because this is a scary precedent, even for Chris Pavlovsky from Rumble.
Well, but I mean, it's one of those weird things. I mean, globally, this is a problem. I mean, when they're going after the very idea of speaking freely, free association, all these other ideas. I'm watching a replay from 1933 moving forward. And what's funny is they're claiming that, the people that are trying to fight this are the ones that are the brown shirts and the bad guys. But before we jump too far, because I want to grab this really quickly, our good friend SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor, one of tonight's sponsors for 5 Culture Casino Cash as Sno Dub. Sci-fi for me, Nick Weiser. Question: you like my avatar? It is my own 3D model I made myself. Can you guys see that?
I can see it. It looks like a big hard rock, and I like it.
I got forced dark mode on.
It's a ship, but it's fine.
From nice. The glance, it looks like a big hard rock.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a big hard something else there for a second.
Hey, now.
I can't see very good. So
now, SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor does make a lot of great chip models. We've had conversations about it.
I want you to have to read that name every stream.
SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor.
Oh, well, never mind. Now it's ruined.
Yeah, easy. SFX 314 Sabertooth Raptor.
Yeah.
When I first read it, I thought he was saying, "Do I like the movie Avatar?" And I'm like, "Oh God, no." It's
no. But look, let's get back to the conversation at hand. I think this establishes a very, a very bad precedent globally. And it creates a situation where I don't trust other countries at all anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, Remek, look, Princess Fiona, I saw this today on Twitter, so I know what you speak is truth. So, and I think there's a video clip of her appearing in court, as a matter of fact. But yeah.
Why do I know that name?
What?
Rebecca Massey.
Well, no, that's the person who was clipped for saying something bad about a mayor in Arizona, in Surprise, Arizona, in front of her 10-year-old daughter, she was arrested, which is complete garbage.
Did you get Tina Guzman's super chat, by the way?
Tina. Oh, wait. Hang on. I don't believe I did. Thank you. Good looking out, Nick. Nick, remind me to, send you $1. Okay. Let me find it.
And while you're looking, I'm looking at Sabretooth's avatar at a bigger and biggin.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty good. I like the winter camouflage scheme that looks like he's got going on this thing.
He does. Look, I'm going to tell you all the things he does. I asked him to send me, the 3 Nensel ship that he was talking about. I everything he does is great. I mean, I would probably try to print it on my SourceForge, but I'd probably try to print it in color, which is probably bad on my part. But Tina Guzman actually sent a $2 Culture Casino super chat. That's Culture Cash, by the way. What gaming system do you and the panel use? Heart the show. No, we heart you, Tina Guzman. I use everything. I don't think there's any game system I've never used or haven't used, except for the Sega Mega Drive. But that was basically
what about
the
Sega CD.
That's basically the Sega Genesis, Sega CD I've had in Television 2. I pretty much had them all that were major consoles.
There's only one gaming system, and it's here, and it plays all the gaming systems all in one.
Wait a minute. Okay,
I mean,
let's
it
do
doesn't.
This. We got.
It's my PS1. It's my PS2. It's my Super Nintendo. My Nintendo. My Game Boy.
He's
Mega
PC
Drive.
Master
Genesis.
Look, I have
the master of all the consoles.
It's fine.
Well, yes, but not all games come on to the PC or in. It's not the current gen version, right? If you look
back in the day when I had my PS2,
like now.
Sure, but now this now plays the PS2 games in HD 1080.
That's true.
Right.
That's
Listen, I have
a
I have a epic fucking rig I have here, 490X, all that good stuff. I also have a Series X because if you look at, I don't even think the NCAA game came out on PC. I don't even think they released it on PC, the football game. So there are still games that are only on console that I want to check out. But I've always been an Xbox guy. I still play it, here and there. And I like having the Game Pass so I can switch from the PC to the Xbox if I'm wanting to play on the couch or if I'm doing something over here. So I use both.
And I want to say hi. Thank you, Michael Krinsky, for being here, and I appreciate the love. You're a wonderful fan. Thanks for following. We got so many people out there, but I will say this. I like all the consoles. I've played them all. But right now, I think PC dominates almost everything except for the PS5. I play a lot on the PS5. One of the things that I will be doing in the near future, because I actually have a gaming channel, will be starting to play games with everybody. So you're going to start seeing that on that gameplay. So you're going to see me playing games with my friends and Mad and other people. You like the way I did that?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I deserve it after the shit I gave you last night.
It's fine.
I have one console. It is the
Holy cow! Wait a minute. Sorry, Spartan Flash is here. What's up, man? I hope you're doing good. I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing good. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I have the Atari 2600.
Yes,
this is the Atari 2600 that I got when I was 8, 9. I don't know exactly when it came out. Whenever it came out, this is the same console. I've had this thing. It's been in my mom's garage for many, 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 many years, and I will always look for opportunities to hold this up and show you that I still have it.
The ET game. I must have been big in this. You guys, I still have it. I still have that too.
I still have it. It still works. I played it a while. That's why I got that. I pulled it up and it actually works.
Mm-hmm.
Still works.
E.T.
Dude, that's the weirdest game I've ever played. I can actually say that out loud in front of people. It's like the weirdest game ever. Look, back in the day, kids, we did not have game guides. We had nothing. We had a booklet that came in the cartridge pack.
I still have it. I still have mine for this one.
Dude, that was the best. You'd get a new game and you're on your way home with your parents, and you're in the back reading through the little manual. Yeah.
So good. Oh, man, so good.
Yeah, Michael, they did bury a bunch of them.
They did. Actually, that's a true story.
Documentary on that, yeah.
Yeah. That documentary is fantastic. Oh, you know what they also did? Remember the apples they couldn't sell? They did the same thing with a bunch of Apple computers they couldn't sell.
Did they?
I mean, what else are they going to do with all those parts and material?
That's crazy stuff. But yeah, Tina bought a Atari Retro at Costco. It had 2600, 5200, 7800 Atari Arcade. That's great stuff.
I would love to get my hands on an original stand-up cabinet of the Star Wars game that came out, the wireframe one.
Yeah,
the first one.
I have it.
I don't have it.
So here's the weird thing. So in my garage right now is a working, full-size, original Tutankhamun. Yep. And I built a bunch of MAME cabinets. I did that way back when for a bunch of friends. Now the emulators are so much better. You can build some crazy good stuff. Build some crazy good stuff. Okay, I need to get some of these supers. We got a bunch that came in on this subject, of course, because everybody loves gaming. By the way, if you're looking for the channel mods, if you want to drop it, I would appreciate it. But it's That Game Place on That Game Place on YouTube. We're working on a Rumble channel here in the near future, so do check us out. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be here, there, and everywhere. That's our plan. We're gonna try to get to 10K on That Game Place, and then we'll release memberships, and we'll start playing video games with our pals, our friends, our buddies, our members of the channel. And yeah, I'm in this strange place. Everybody here is just so supportive, like SFXF 314 Sabertooth Raptor for 5 Culture Casino cash. I did it again, Mad. Did you hear that?
What?
I read the name again.
I didn't hear it.
SFXF 314 Sabertooth Raptor.
It was sloppy, but I'll accept it.
Oh, fair enough. So the consoles I have are as follows. Here we go. This is back in the dawn of the cartridge game era. Right after the Atari, you had the NES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, N64, PS3, PS4, the Xbox 360, the X1.
Xbox One.
Yep. Game Gear. First computer I gamed on was a IBM PC Junior. Wow.
I had that Game Gear too. It was awesome. I had Ren and Stimpy. I had the X-Men game on there.
Yeah, the X-Men game was great.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. No.
All you needed was 12 AA batteries to play for 30 minutes.
It did eat the batteries. That's true. I mean, that was like, maybe you were a little over the top on that one. But thank you for that, SFXF 314.
I think 8. I think it was actually 8. I'm pretty sure it was 4 on each side.
I think it was 4. Yeah, it was 4.
No. I think it was 4 on each side.
No, that's what I just said. I think it was 4 and 4 is what you did. You had to lay them in. I was like, Yeah, I mean, it cost me like $12 back then to play that for like an hour. Like crazy. Anyway, so John Coleman for 5 Culture Casino cash says, and Headland said she liked all the Star Wars. You have to pick one console.
All time?
Man, okay. That's almost impossible. I think, okay, so if it comes down to versatility and the ability to play the most amount of games ever, and the ability to also play Blu-rays and DVDs and have massive storage, it's the PS3.
Okay, I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to go with nostalgia, what I remember enjoying the most. And I think it's going to be the N64 because of the wrestling games that came out. WrestleMania 2000.
That is such a close second, dude. I get it. I literally have it over there.
I got to cheat here. and say Dreamcast because it was also an emulator.
Dreamcast was really good too. Yeah, but I think the N64 man was one of my favorites because of the wrestling. GoldenEye. I mean, my God, Conker's Bad Fur Day. There was so many really good games.
I had every Nintendo game on the Dreamcast.
You guys asked like the hardest questions.
I need to get a Windows 95 emulator so I can play X-Wing and Starfleet Academy and Borg and Klingon because I still have all of those on CD-ROM. And I can't do anything with them because I don't have a CD.
Yeah,
I've got a CD drive, but I don't have any way to do it because
just grab an external.
Well, I mean, I've got the drive. I don't have any way to play it because I need it because I'm running Windows 11 and not Windows 95, and it doesn't see it. It doesn't talk to the discs.
Yeah. Okay. So install a virtual machine with Windows 95 or Chicago. Chicago's still out there. You still get it. That was the
I don't know how
actual.
to do any of that.
Okay. Well, then you suck, and you won't ever get to play it again.
No, I'm old. I'm old, and technology has surpassed me.
You can't. Virtual machine is not technology.
Why I'm doing a garden and getting rid of it.
Just let them fade into the sunset, culture. Oh my God.
You call yourself
technology's
a
not it. You got half a dozen screens in front of you.
I do. I also have 9 pints of green beans.
Oh,
that James planted. 9
that is an
pints.
old man thing to do. To have green.
wait
Why
a
do you
minute.
have them next to you?
So I could brag about my kid planting green beans, and we got 9 pints out of the garden so far.
I'm gonna say this right now. I've jarred things recently. Wait, one of the things.
Yeah, because the doctor needed the sample.
That's true. But what? You're such a. Okay. You killed my thing. Look. I'm going to teach everybody this year on the Culture Builds channel. I'm going to revive it. I'm going to actually get back on there. But I'm going to actually show people how to do sand batteries for heat. I'm going to show you how to build a sand battery heater for your greenhouse or even for your house out of very little. You're going to use a like a dollar store mop and bacon grease and sand and a coffee can. I'll show you how to do it.
Is this going to be before or after your knuckleball DIY?
You're like the one of like 3 people that care about that.
Damn right. Who's your roommate? Where's my knuckleball video?
Okay, the knuckleball video will probably show up before I tell you who the roommate is. Although that's actually coming to an end where I actually might tell you who that is.
It's me, dog.
He's actually getting ready to retire.
Okay,
Yeah.
another
clue.
putting that up on the board. Yeah, gonna move some of this red string over there.
You better tell Shredda. She's got that whole string line thing going on in your house. I can't imagine what that looks like now because I've like dropped all these little like insular.
Oh, we're
clues.
tracking.
SFXF314 Sabretooth Raptor also says a GameCube. GameCubes were great. Oh, over on that Game Place, we actually just talked about the fact that we found the original model for it. It's obviously not workable. It's plastic covering wood. It's a block of wood. The original GameCube, when they developed the prototype, I know when they developed the prototype was actually a square piece of wood. Check it out. The video
is the video already out? Because I got
the video is out there. No, the video is up on that Game Place. It was me and Nolan Thunder covering that. It was flipping brilliant. We had so much fun with it.
I can't believe no one brought up Nintendo Virtual Boy.
That sucked balls.
Virtual Boy.
Okay, look, as somebody who had that and the Power Glove, I was like freaking pissed off at Nintendo. I'm like, Nintendo's great. And then they dropped that crap on me. I was like, screw you.
I mean, get over it. Like, I don't want to go blind. I'm not going to play that.
Dude.
Tina is still rocking the PS3.
Yeah.
That's somebody who knows how to float.
Yeah, keep going.
Solder. Because, okay, so the biggest problem with the PS3 is that the solder points would get so heated that the solder would literally float out of the, away from the contact point so that the connections would fail. That's why there was so many problems with the PS3. Most people don't realize that, especially the Fat Boy. You remember the Fat Boy?
Oh, I remember the Big Boy. I remember that because I got PS3 at the premiere. Remember Circuit City?
I do.
I was in line at Circuit City for the premiere of PS3. I actually ordered pizza in line while waiting for the PS3 to launch. We ordered.
I did that for the Phantom Menace as well.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, for games, I mean, I did it for Call of Duty. I've done it for the Madden game. Back in the day, everybody lines up at GameStop at midnight or whatever. Don't see that anymore.
No, I mean, world. No, it's just like, look, I mean, like, could you imagine if a studio decided they were only going to release a physical edition?
I mean,
we are way over time. You guys distracted me. You made me
Speaking
go
of Madden,
long.
speaking of Madden, did you guys see who's going to play John Madden in a biopic?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
How
Nicolas
are they going
Cage.
to do that? How is
Well,
Nicolas Cage going to play John Madden?
that is
first
the
of-
least of the problems.
Can't wait.
I
can't
I
wait.
think it'll work. I
Wait,
think
no,
it'll
no,
work.
because the script, you have to know about the script. If you go to Script Doctor's channel, him and Lil Chad talked about the script for this movie. It is not a good script. Whoever wrote it has no idea who John Madden really was, or even about football. So
No, it was an
Nicolas
awful
Cage
script, but it's also
Nicolas
been
Cage turn it
it's been
around.
rewritten apparently. So
Yeah, it has been rewritten.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is in it. So the fact that he's actually energy-wise, he's perfect for John Madden.
He doesn't look anything like John Madden.
no,
I mean,
yeah, and Colin Farrell doesn't look like the Penguin, but they put enough makeup on him. He looks awesome.
well, that's true. And I know they could do that kind of thing because who was it? Goldman played Churchill,
right?
Yeah.
And you couldn't recognize him. So
First of all, if you deliver a believable performance, Nick Cage is one of those guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think he's perfect for doing a parody version of John Madden, which is what most people know. When people think of John Madden, most people think of that hyperbolic
Caliendo. They think of
yes,
Caliendo.
Right. And I'm worried that is going to be his performance. I don't know if you've ever seen, I don't know, any of his movies, but he can be a little over the top.
Well,
with Nick Cage, with Nick Cage as John Madden, you do it one of two ways. You either do it the Colin Farrell way, in which case you bury him under prosthetics and you don't even know it's Nick Cage, so what's the point in having him? Or he's Nicolas Cage and he's full on Nicolas Cage and he doesn't look anything like John Madden, and what's the point in having him?
All right. So all I'm going to say is this. You guys missed the joke I was going to tell, and my impersonation of Nick Cage. You'll never get it again. Because I got interrupted. On that note, SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor says the Starfighter games were Rogue Squadron games. Yes, Star Wars. Those, I think they were good. Best console Star Wars Starfighter games.
Starfighter game, yeah, but Star Wars games overall, Knights of the Old Republic, obviously, but there was an Obi-Wan game that came out on the original Xbox that was really good, underrated.
Okay, so what was the one that I think it was on the 64, the Battle for Hoth or something? Or it was like the feature beginning of that. I don't remember. Can't remember the game. I'd have to go grab the cartridge, and I don't want to get up. Look, we've gone way over time. I've had Green Bean Kush. We've gone way over time. I've had just an incredible time tonight. The panel's been rolling as we grew. We've drawn in some amazing people. Thank you for coming. If you like the stream, please share it with your friends. Go out to all the socials that I don't care about and share it around, like Meta or Facebook, Instagram stuff. Go do all of that. Share it around. But I want to say that tonight's panel has been glorious. I am starting to feel like maybe my producer is superfluous. I don't know. How would I say that?
Boom!
Yeah.
You got an STD, right? Is that what you said?
No. You don't know what superfluous means?
Yes, I know what it means.
All right. Speaking of which, one of the guys that I really like, and I used to hang out with regular, and he ignores me now. And
ooh, this is me.
We had a great Wednesday show, and he's funny. I mean, literally funny, not like
funny looking.
Yeah.
Funny how?
Yeah. Funny. Like I'm a clown. Speaking of clowns.
Yay! How's it going? Yeah, I got a new channel that I will be launching, and I'm really gonna try and do monetization. Something? Yeah. I don't. There's not a title. Don't really know the content very clear, or when it's gonna launch, but it is coming. I just hired a new producer. Met him. We vibed immediately. Chevron Phil. So I'm happy. I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to it. I got to teach him how to really do things.
I'm actually hurt that you didn't make me your producer.
I mean, dude, you do 27 streams a week. You would have no time for me.
I had room.
You had room. Anyway, so that'll be launching soon, but you can still check out my other channel, all the What the Flicks, where we watch bad movies. Culture was on there one time, lost his shit, and was way too drunk by the end of it.
Wait a minute. Miss Lisa Pertwee's gal is here. Thanks for being here. This is amazing. Okay, sorry. Next up is and thank you, Matt. You know what? I don't know why you're not in the group. I'm gonna have to talk to Tux.
No.
I think he keeps removing you.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's what's happening. Speaking of what's happening, the guy that has more flavors than Fanta, 32 flavors of Nick Weiser.
Oh, hey. So, thanks for having me, Culture. It's been a long time since I've been on here, and it feels like we didn't skip a beat. Let's see what's coming up this week. Oh, Klobby's Comic Shop Friday night. Toxic Tuesday. We'll be concluding our Western month with the John Wayne classic, True Grit. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one True Grit, just like there's only one movie titled The Crow, and it starred Brandon Lee. And I will have my first rant video in a very long time. Based on music, because people have been asking for the metal and they're gonna get it, and I've got some really I got some thoughts. So anyways, it's been fun being here. Thanks for having me again, and to the chat, have a superb evening, and I hope to see a lot of you, if not all 100 plus of you, soon. Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, look, the guy I consider a sidekick and somebody that I feel very comfortable with. He's furry, he's blue, and he often leaves the strip club in an uncomfortable state. It's Jolly.
Oh, yes. I've been spending a lot of time there lately. In fact, fortunate news here with the channel. If you watch my shorts over on the Sno Dub channel, we had a star over there that was going to be the star of our Jolly PI show, Culture, and yeah, well, unfortunately, we lost him early.
I know.
That's my beautiful Doberman. So, I got a give, send, go thing. I'll drop a link in the chat there if anybody wants to help out with the funeral cremation stuff. He's only 6 years old, and it was kind of sudden and kind of a shocker. But I promise I'll try to get another star for our show soon, Culture, and we'll just start anew. But much love to everybody, and thanks for having me on tonight. These shows really help me out, hanging out with the friends and get my mind off stuff. So thank you to the chat, and thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and much love. And come check out our show next Saturday night. CultureCasino will be our guest star Fleshy on the Cotton Council.
Yep, Saturday's going to be really busy, Snow, because I'm going to have my my Hobo Gandalf stream for 25K celebration. I'm going to be over on Mephisto's movie reviews, by the way.
I expect you to be in full costume.
On your show?
Yeah, you're going to be in it all day, right?
I'm going to be really hot. Okay, fine. Speaking of hot, we got CC Karaoke here. He's hot. What's up, CC?
I'm living in a cold place. Up in the north, actually not too far away from Alaska right now.
Tell people the amazing things that you do, because you do amazing things.
I live in an RV in the woods in the middle of nowhere away from civilization. I play video games off the power of the sun, and I make karaoke. So I mean, if you like singing karaoke, I tell you, I hope maybe that could be the best karaoke brand in the world.
I actually
detail orientation.
Yeah, I would actually argue you already are, which is why you have people being like, "Oh, this guy has too many subscribers." This guy, you see the plaque on his wall right now?
I want 100K.
Yeah, I want one of those. One of those. Speaking of wanting one of those, I want 6 to 10 screens on my desk all at one time. I can't do that, but this guy can. He runs the internet. He runs pretty much all media. He makes Howard Stern look like a fool. It's Jason from Sci-Fi for Me TV.
Howdy. I picked up another monitor, by the way. I haven't plugged it in, but I got another one.
Oh, guy, hey, you might want to close your DMs with me. You don't want to show out the secrets we've been having.
It's over. Actually, I did plug it. It's over on Mrs. Boss's desk, so she can see the show while we do stuff. So
that's that, ladies and gentlemen. What he just described is something we in the business call a comfort monitor.
Yeah, it is. It is a way for her to actually see the show while it's going on. So that's over there in that side of the bunker. So
Well,
anyway,
tell
yeah,
your
so-
boss tell your boss she's awesome once, please.
She is, and they had a great time at Barry Manilow. I'm sure I'm going to hear all about it here as soon as I'm done and go upstairs. But yeah, thanks for having me. Always good to be here. Sci-fi4me.com. Sci-fi for me is on all of the socials, and we got a YouTube, we got Odyssey, we got Rumble. So,
are you really Zero Cool? Was that movie based on you?
Shh. Hackers.
No, I am minus 12 cool. I'm not cool at all.
Do check out Jason. Look, normally we don't do the outros like this because, like, I don't tolerate it. Normally we're just done. But tonight, I have no producer. I'm unhinged. I had a great time. And you guys, literally, when I don't wear a hat, my hair is amazing. And I'm going to get a new set of earbuds so you can see because my hair has grown out. We are going to get proper Culture Casino in the future. I love y'all. Thanks for being here. We've got a great show planned for you next week. We actually have a special guest, and apparently CC Karaoke is going to get me a musical guest that will offend everybody. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was wondering how serious you were about that one.
No, you knew that was a tongue-in-cheek moment.
Wait, offended because of their singing voice, or
no? Look, since I don't know what to do because Tox isn't here. There's a lot of buttons backstage.
We'll figure out which button you got to push.
All right.
Don't push any button that's got Gary's name on it.
Just figure out where you got to put it, and then just make it happen.
This says Eliza on it. Do you think this is the right button?
But you know what? Everybody gets to leave. We'll leave him here. Chat.
Oh
no! I think that's the right
wrong
button.
Wrong button.
I think that's the wrong button.
Wrong button.
Wait. Okay, well, this is the right button. Just push the right button. Okay. That's our commercial for beachpunk.com. Check it out. Amazing gear. All the time. Get off the island? Okay, wait. Wait, no. Hey, is it? I have another one. Is this the right one? That is definitely not the right one. I found it. Here we go. Everybody, here we go.
Hey.
There it is. Okay. Shush it.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
So now I have to highlight a bunch of stuff.
Have you ever felt betrayed? Switches out you see things.
A whole lot of AOs.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
Tuck and roll.
Enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement.
Get him in, guys.
I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes. I ain't making mistakes like that.
Don't be left out.
I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit. I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad.
Zed!
And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
Rodimus Supreme.
And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you. Choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Eating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
Break it down.
Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes. I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back.
Thank you, Rob Alves. Thank you, everybody. We had a great night. It's a little late. I gotta walk around the neighborhood. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Stick around because you'll be redirected to tomorrow's video. Here we go.